girl, Bella.
Hi babes, it's me, Shannon B for Brown Girl Bella. I bring you lips, lashes, and luxury. My brand is all about high-end luxury, but I also do mid-tier reviews as well as for my bargain bellas, drugstore brands as well. I do makeup and skincare and show you what things you should spend your money on and which things you should simply toss away. There's something here for everyone, and there's something here for you. Come join me, be a Bella, and let's get Bellafied.
Hello, everybody. It's your favorite bougie Bella. It's Brown Girl Bella, back to bring you lips, lashes, and luxury, but on Thursdays. You know what we do at Bella After Dark. We unwind, wine, and have some wine. Today's wine is one of the ones that I sell with One Hope. It is a Pinot Noir. For those who might want to dabble in a red wine, this is the wine for you. It's jam-packed full of jammy goodness. And I say that because it has a lot of fruit forwardness. It's going to contain your blackberries, your black cherries, and really give your mouth a great treat. So who's in the house tonight? I'm going to drop the link to where you can go, to get your wine at One Hope Wine. And I am doing that right now. It'll be in the description box. If you want to get your hands on this wine, which I definitely suggest you do, go ahead over there and pick up a bottle or four today. How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. I am exhausted, but feeling good. I can't complain. Just putting the wine in, so excuse me while I'm quiet for a moment. Here we go. So it's in the description box now. So go and check it out. Let me highlight who's in the house today. Leo, thank you so much for that raid, honey bunny. I appreciate it. Hey, Team Leo. And we also have Abandoned Boys. Hey, thank you for coming. Brian Lynn, thank you for coming. At It Again Media. Hey, beautiful. Thank you for coming. Welcome in, welcome in. So before we get to today's topic, I want to just level set our minds because I said, how about a quickie? So I know that some people are going to be coming in talking about what is Brown Girl talking about today? I say that because usually my Bella After Darks are about 2 hours long. We are very detailed. We get into it. We really dissect and redissect the topics. But today I thought we'd just, sometimes you just like to hit it and quit it. So today's topic, although I think there's going to be lots of discussion on it, we're going to hit the high points and keep it all high level. And keep it hopefully under 2 hours. So let's see if we can do that. If the conversation is really good and we're really into it, I can see about stretching it. But your girl is tired, started a new job on Monday. And this is unlike any other job that I've had before, where I really feel like this is home for me. So I want to, give it my very best. So I want to need to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning. So that's why I'm not going to try to leave you guys on here very, very long. Hello, at it again. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Leo. All right, guys. So I'm going to share myself out because I don't think I did that either. But while I'm doing that, how about you do this?
Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. We're back. You're here for the Quickie Abandoned Boys. I know you are. I know you are. All right, so let's just jump into it. Tonight's topic is actually called Women Are Like Cats, Men are like dogs. So I wanted to unpack this a little bit because we always hear that saying that men are dogs and women are like cats. And, there have been songs talking about it. Parliament's famous line is, why must I be like that? Why must I chase the cat? So we want to talk about it. So if you really want to sexually attract the kind of women you've always wanted and kind of keep them sexually attracted to you, you must understand that women are like cats and men, well, you're like dogs. What do I mean by this? I mean, cats tend to come and go as they please. They do what they want, when they want, and with whom they want. Dogs, on the other hand, are very loyal, mostly to themselves, and always at your side no matter what. Dogs will do what they're told sometimes, such as sit, lay down, roll over, etc. But when you tell a cat what to do, they pretty much ignore you and then do whatever the hell they want to. All right, ladies. I know I might hear some amens in there. Hey, Burns, welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, Booski. Hey. Yes. All right, we're going to unpack this a little more. So, when you call a dog, it happily comes to you, right? Oh, wagging its tail, so happy that you decided, yeah, I'm going to give you some attention. I'm going to give you some love. So when you call over a dog, it really is happy to see you and happy to share and show you love. But when you call a cat, it will usually give you a look like, are you serious? You're not really trying to call me over to you, are you? I'll come to you when I feel like it. So men are very logic and reason oriented. If you want them to do something, you must give them step-by-step instructions. Ladies, how many times have you sent hints to your man about something you might want to get, or something you want for the house, or you want to change the sofa, and you keep repeating yourself over and over and over again, each time flipping the script a little bit more, but they always know that that is what you want. So you keep prodding them with the suggestion, and eventually they'll go, so let's just go and get that new sofa you wanted. Abandoned boys, you puppy dog. Hey, Leanne, JB, hello. Thank you so much for coming. I so appreciate you. Thank you. Burn said, I'm a big ass cat. I know that's right. Uh, At it again, media said, meow. That's right, honey. Welcome, DOD. Cats and dogs, honey. We talking cats and dogs. But tonight's quickie. Girl, I've been hitting about the Fendi purse for 2 weeks. Exactly. Seed that man. Seed it in his brain. Seed it in his brain. All right, let's finish talking about this. So men, like I said, are very logic. They're reason oriented. If you want them to do something, you give them step-by-step instructions on what you want them to do. They usually are not good at reading between the lines to try to figure out what a woman is trying to say to them. When a woman is in a relationship with a man who doesn't understand women, she has a choice. She can either tell him in a logical way and with step-by-step instructions on what she wants and how she wants to be treated, or guess what? Become single again until she finds a man who understands women. Why? Because the average man is too lazy and too egocentric to admit they need help with women. Therefore, they will change nothing and continue to fail. So let's that marinate for a second. Let's let that just sit there for just 1 second, because I know some of my women here can relate to that. You can relate to, there's sometimes I tell him over and over and over again not to do something, and he continually does it. Like, ladies, leaving that seat up in the middle of the night. Honey, I do not want my booty wet and cold in the middle of the night for no good reason. And for you to leave the toilet seat up, that is not a good reason. Not at all. But try as we might to get them to do what we want them to do, guess what? Inevitably, it's going to happen because they will forget and leave the seat up. You know why? Because they're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about that woman that may get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom as well. They just think, okay, I have a need. I'm going to satisfy this need, and then I'm going to go about my business and just go. Yes, yes. Yeah, wet and cold for no reason, Burns. For no good reason. Nobody wants to be wet and cold for no reason. All right, so cats, on the other hand, they're very curious by nature. They come and go as they please. If they get bored, they just leave and go exploring to find something else that is interesting to them. So how can you help this when you are sexually attracted to a woman you want and to keep them attracted? Because if you chase a cat, it will run away. If you chase a woman, she'll run away. However, if you give a woman the space to come and go as she pleases, she will come to you when she feels like it, usually when she starts to doubt that you really want her. I have to admit, I'm like that sometimes too. Sometimes I'm like that too. Sometimes I enjoy the chase. I'm not gonna lie, being the voice throwing those bones down. All right, puppies. Let me see y'all. That's right. Nobody wants it wet and cold for no reason. Okay? Give me a reason to be wet. A good reason. um Sometimes when a man asserts himself with a woman, it may come off as too strong or too needy, and acting like you kind of need her and seeking her approval. But some women are attracted to men whose feelings are unclear, and some women are attracted to men whose feelings are quite clear. I think I fall in the latter because I like a man who kind of shows me that he wants to be with me. And I used to say this all the time, that I don't need you to tell me every single day that I'm beautiful, but if I ask you, I'm asking you for a reason. And I want to be pleased at that time. I want you to say something that will put a smile on my face. And that's what you have to do with women. Women are more attracted to men whose feelings sometimes are unclear because you give that woman a space to feel the depth of her emotions and feelings for you. So if you're kind of ambivalent, the woman will kind of say, okay, well, what's this all about? Does he really like me? And she'll push in and lean in a little further. Whereas, guys, if you come across too strong, she might just say, oh, I'm shying away from this. This might be a little too much for me. I'm glad you like the topic. Thank you so much. I see eyes and tongues. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm giving y'all the business, so let's go. Women will find you more and find you sexually attractive more if they think that you like, if they think that you like them more than you do. Let me rewind that. Women will like you more and find you sexually attractive if they think that they like you more than you like them. There we go. That's why a woman will call or text you at work during the day just to say hi. She might have heard from you, or she simply misses you and wanted to hear your voice. In a way, that's a test to see how much you really love her. When you confirm how much you love and adore her by being grateful, happy to hear her voice, after you hang up, she'll probably be thinking about you all afternoon just because you were sweet to her and validated her feelings for you. I have to admit, I've tried this, and ladies, it does work. Hi, Andrew. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Leanne JB says she's listening while working. Awesome. So let me go further with that. So say, you're busy all week and you're working hard and, you just don't have the time to really pick up the phone and say hi. But, you find a little bit of time during your day, like maybe 15 minutes or so, and you just want to hear their voice and to see if they really miss you as much as you are missing them. And when you get that validation, it does make you feel good as a woman. It does make you feel like, okay, he's checked in, he's dialed into me, and he's missing me maybe as much as I'm missing him. So at it again, you think so? I think so. I think so. I think men like a woman who's, thinking about them throughout the day. And if they have a moment in time to call and say that, I think both people would be appreciative of that. Her, because she now, can hear your voice and, kind of hear whether or not you are missing her. And then, you're the men, on the other hand, is getting that validation that, yes, she is thinking about me. I'm on her mind, even though she's busy. She took time out to just say hello. And, I can hear her voice and I can hear how much she misses me. So, right? Yeah. Exactly. I love that. So let's talk about it a little bit more. So, why it's important in courtship is because you have to be strong enough and patient enough to wait until she gets back to you. If you can't hold out and wait until she contacts you when she's feeling like it, this will communicate to her that you are weak and needy and lower her interest level in you. This will cause her to back away even more. When a woman does this, most men will chase her even harder, which confirms to her their weakness and unsuitability as a mate. Okay, so as I'm reading this, and this, by the way, was written by a man. So let's start there. Because I don't really subscribe to that notion. I am on the fence about that because although I like to lean in and call and kind of, hear the voice and test the waters a little bit to see if he's still thinking about me. I kind of enjoy when the shoe is on the other foot and he spontaneously calls me. So I don't really think I would say that, my man is weak for calling me. If anything, that's a stronger pull, in my opinion, to him wanting to tether himself to me and say, I'm thinking about you, I'm feeling you, and, I know you're busy, I'm busy too, but, I just want to, let you hear my voice and let you hear how much I'm missing you. I think that is sexy as hell. So I don't think that you have to sacrifice what you want just to then I guess I have to sub. You're a mess. You're a mess. So, yeah, I don't subscribe to that notion. I think that men can call and can tell you, how they feel about you. And it's not weak at all. If anything, like I said, it makes you stronger, in my opinion, and make me feel like, wow, he's really, feeling me. He's really, wanting to talk to me and wanting to hear my voice and wanting to get to a place where we're kind of in sync again. So I like that. Hey, Ray, good evening. Welcome in. Hi, Lynn. Good day, host newbie from Nations, Philippines. Hey, Philippines. All my folks is here. Hey, thank you so much for coming. DOD says smash that button and share the live stream. Awesome. DOD, you can if you want to. I don't know what that means. Hey, Wonston. Hey, Wonston. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's unpack this a little bit more. So here's another point that he pulls out, which I think in some cases I agree with. And again, in some cases I don't. But most single women have several guys calling them, wanting to take them out. They will always fall for the guy they can't have their way with and the one who does not chase her when she ignores him. I don't subscribe to that notion. I personally would shy away from somebody who doesn't give me any attention, who doesn't chase. I think that all women love a challenge, and the challenge is balancing that need to call every day and hear her voice every day with the need for her to have a little semblance of independence from you. And, absence does make the heart grow fonder, in my opinion. And I think that it's a great, healthy balance if you don't talk every day, because those times that you do are more meaningful. I think they are more rooted in genuine attraction and general welfare, and that I really want to talk to you. Like, I haven't been able to talk to you all week, but I really want to hear your voice. I really want to see you. I really want to get to a place where we're together again. You know what I mean? In terms of communication and talking and just hearing the voice, or just, even texting. I used to text all the time saying, hey, what's up? I miss you. What's going on? And I think that to me is so great because it allows you to kind of take the lead in some cases, and then, lean back and let the guy kind of take those cues. Again, like I said, dropping those breadcrumbs so that he can pick them up and say, Okay. I think I need to dial in and see what's going on with my girl. So yeah, it is a mix between the two. Yep, absolutely, media. So Vanna Boy said, "What if you just call and talk to people, but you really don't ever want to see the person? You just like the thrill of the hunt." Oh, that can be true, but again, state your intentions. State your intentions. If it's all you want is to hunt, then don't lead the girl on thinking that there's more to it than the thrill of the hunt. And you guys know how to do that very well. So I have no doubt that you can straddle the fence on that effectively and just hunt. I mean, I think at some point you're going to get to a crossroads where you no longer want the thrill of the hunt, but you want the ecstasy of the relationship. Meaning you want to settle down, you want that woman to be your one and only, and you want to be her one and only. So until that happens, until you meet the right one, sure, go out there and chase and hunt and have a great time. But again, keep those keep keep it the dialogue open and be honest, because if she's falling for you, then you need to let her know that, hey, this is not going to work out in a long-term relationship between me and you, but we can, hang out and have fun and enjoy each other's company while we are here in this relationship, and not, let her down easy. Because there's one thing that I really, it really kind of scratches my head, is when the men are so into the chase that they don't realize that the things that they say and the actions that they do are giving a woman a false signal. So, for example, you're calling her every day, you're seeing her, maybe once or twice a week, and you guys are going out, you're having a good time, or, you're texting and having a great time texting and calling and talking. All of that's great. And then, she's starting to, catch feelings. She's starting to say, well, where do you think this relationship will go in the next 6 months? What do you have, what vision do you have for our future? And you don't have an answer to that. Watch what happens the next time you call her. Watch what happens the next time you try to reach out. She's gonna get real feline on you in a minute. Yeah, we like what we like and want what is such a broad topic. Yeah. I think that for every woman, it's different what their triggers are. And for men, I don't think there's as many triggers. I don't think there's as many um, buttons that you have to press for them, because they're very basic, in terms of their wants and needs. I've never seen a man, or I've never had an experience where a man is very complicated and it's hard to tell what he wants. You can tell very well what a man wants and when he wants it, because he'll show you. He'll give you nonverbal cues, and he'll give you sometimes verbal cues. And it's not subtle at all. It's very matter of fact, because that's how most men are. They're matter of fact. It's either black or it's white. It's either red or it's blue. There's no shades of gray in between. Whereas women, it's all about the shades of gray in between. Awesome. Oh, so DOD, you sub to At It Again Media. Okay. Bella, I tell my son, be honest. Yeah, be honest. Let them know. Let them know. Don't lead them on. Don't make them think that this is something more than what you want, which is, maybe an immediate need. Maybe, you're attracted to her, but you're not that into her. Let them know. Let them know that that's, how you're feeling. Yep. Let them know that you don't want to commit. Absolutely. Exactly. Tell us. Hey, Paul, welcome. I live in New York. My fiance, she lives in Kenya. I call her 7 days a week. She likes that because she told me so. The first words I say is, I love you. Then I will ask how she's feeling, how her job, day. Okay, perfect, perfect. That's good. That's good. I remember you, Paul, and your fiance. That is wonderful that you tell her how you feel. I think that's beautiful. Not me so much because I am not ready to be committed. Okay, and that's fair too. Not all women want the marriage and the ring and the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the dog and all that good stuff. Some women just want to focus on their business, focus on their career and relationships and all of that, take a back seat to that. And it's perfectly okay. There's no right or wrong here. There's only what makes you feel good. Not all women, like that's right. Not all women are created equal. Not all men are created equal either. Burns said he would start panting like a dog. Yeah, he'll start doing something when he wants what he wants. Trust me. DOD, what'd you do? Did I miss something? Let me go back because this thing jumps sometimes. Hey, Tata boy, welcome in. Make a shout out to you, sir. Thank you for coming. Don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up. Excuse me. Hit that thumbs up and share me out to those who you know. Exactly. He will be at attention. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He will let it be known that he needs attention by being at attention, right? He needs tending to. Uh-huh. Hey, Heaven Set, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Awesome. And vice versa. Girls need to be honest too, not wine and dine, just going along for the perks. Indeed, indeed. Indeed, indeed. I've never really subscribed to that notion that, you know, all I want from a relationship is what he can do for me or what he can buy for me. Sure, like any woman, like many women, I do love the finer things. I am brown girl Bella, as the name states. And so I do love my luxury everything. But fortunately for me, I am in a place in my life where if I want it, I can get it on my own. Sure, it's nice if someone gets it for me, but that's not the goal. The goal is to make me happy and to make me feel fulfilled in a relationship. And, you know, purses are all nice and good, perfumes and all, but you can't cozy up to that at night. That's not going to keep you warm at night. So it's definitely have to be more than just things. Laughing. I know that's right. Yes, smash that like button. Yes, salute to all the amazing people in here. I love it. Oh, GOD is shouting out his Brooklyn again. She's now back in her original spot When I first came into this room, she used to be underneath my chair all the time. And now she's back to be underneath my chair, which is good and bad. Good because she mostly sits still, so you don't hear her um, collar jingling. But bad for me because I can't move my chair because she's right by the legs of the chair. So I can't move it up or down, which is another reason why I'm not on camera right now because I can't move my chair up because she's right near the chair legs. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Hey, Gossie. How are you, doll? Thank you for coming. Got 14 amazing people in the chat. Thank you. All right, so we are still unpacking. Women are like cats, men are like dogs. All right, let's finish this. So most single women have several guys calling them and wanting to take them out. They will always fall for the guy they can't have their way with and the one who does not chase her when she ignores him. It's all about feeling safe and comfortable. When a guy acts needy or tries to control her and make her do what he wants, women will run away from these guys. Why? Because women know that needy, insecure, control freak men eventually become stalkers and abusive boyfriends. Okay. What y'all think about that? I'm gonna throw that out to the audience. What do you think about that statement? I'll read it again in case people didn't hear. Most single women have several guys calling them and wanting to take them out. They will always fall for the guy they can't have their way with and the one who does not chase her when she ignores him. It's all about feeling safe and comfortable. When a guy acts needy or tries to control her and make her do what he wants, women run away from these guys. Why? Because women know that needy, insecure, and control freak men eventually become stalkers and abusive boyfriends. Vanna boy said I'm a wolf. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what do y'all think about that? If men show you too much attention, or if they, oh, okay, no problem. Thanks for coming, sweetie. So if they give them too much attention and calling them and acting quote unquote needy or tries to control her and make her do what he wants, women run away from these guys. I think that some women will try to see, which bucket you fall into. I don't think we immediately go to, oh, he's a stalker or he's abusive. But I think that women, one, find the attention nice and appreciate the focus on her. But there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. It's too much of a good thing. And then you start having warning bells. I think there's a healthy balance between both letting her know that you love her or that you like her a lot and you want her in your life and you want to get to know her is fine. But I think it depends on how much is too much. If he's calling you every 2 seconds, multiple times throughout the day, or, it's feeling like it's a lot on you, then, I know women tend to pull back from that. I know I tend to pull back from that if I feel like it's too much too soon. But if I'm feeling him as much as he's feeling me, I don't think that that's too much. But yeah, definitely, I think warning bells will start to go off if you feel like every time you hang up the phone, 5 minutes later, he's calling you about something else. So yeah, you have to kind of pick and choose how you feel about certain things when it comes to that. Lynn says, I'm listening here too. I like the topic you're talking about right now. It's kind of more in real situation nowadays. Yeah. I mean, right now we're in a situation where we cannot see each other face to face as much as we want. So we have to do alternate forms of communication. That means talking on the phone, texting, video chats, things like that. And so now it's kind of hard to say how much is too much because, frankly, this is all we got right now to go on. But even still, I think it's okay if you guys talk every day or if you talk every other day, if there's conversation, if there's something there, like not dead air space or not, struggling to find things of interest to both of you. If there's a topic that you guys are discussing and the flow is really good and the conversation is really good, then yeah, if you have to go for a minute, but you want to call them back, you say, hey, I like where this is going. Let me call you back, or I'm busy right now, so I got to go, but I want to talk to you about this a little further. And that's fine in my book. I think that is healthy. But when you continually call and you don't have anything to say, and you don't have anything to kind of add to the conversation, I think that's when warning bells kind of come off and be like, okay, why is he calling me 50,000 times and he has nothing to say? Like, what's going on? You're an alpha male. Okay. It could be true. Depends on the guy. Yeah, I think it totally depends on the guy. It totally depends on the woman. I think, when men like this doctor make broad generalizations about women and men, I think they're looking for the majority, but I don't think they actually get the majority, if you know what I mean. I think they poll the women whose opinion supports what they're trying to write and say. But for as many women as he got who fell into this kind of category, there's tons and tons of women who don't subscribe to this notion, or who are not looking for a guy to either chase them or not chase them. I think that you can flip this and slice this many different ways, but I do like the conversation and where this is going. Hey, Gladys, thanks for coming, sweetie. Thumbs up to you as well. Yeah, too much. Like every single day, multiple times during the day. And especially when you don't have anything to say. Like if the conversation is good, every time you speak to that person and you guys have a lot to say, or she wants your opinion on something, or you want her opinion on something, and you call and say, hey, check this out, or look at this, or what's your opinion on that? I think that is fabulous, because for me, I am attracted to those who are very smart, who are very analytical, who are very much kind of like my dad almost, like really taking care of the relationship and wanting to see it move in a good direction, and wanting our relationship to be healthy and strong, and we'll nurture that by nurturing my mind, intriguing my mind at times, and really looking to say to me as well as to the world that this is who I want. That to me is sexy. Let me see what Paul says. Paul says, women in general don't care for needy men or those who control her to the extent that he's stifling her personal freedom. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because again, if you want to say women are like felines, no cat wants to be, held and rubbed and cuddled all the time. But then there are times when, yeah, I want you to, pick me up and put me on your lap and, stroke my hair and tell me I'm beautiful and, all those wonderful flowery things that us women love. Yeah, I think that's okay. Not every single day, but again, you'll get those clues, you'll get those notions when a woman wants a little bit more attention. Because, like a cat, we'll scratch at it till we get it. Oh my God, we will. We will scratch at it till we get attention. Um, so let's see. Men who see themselves as a catch don't chase women. I agree with that. Men who see themselves as a catch don't chase women. Why? Because they don't have to. That's true. Women are calling them and trying to catch them and make them theirs. It's always best to make sure when you're dating a woman that she calls and contacts you 70 to 80% of the time. The phone, the texting, emails, etc. And wanting to get to know you. The mistake that most guys make is that they talk women right out of going out with them over the phone. Oh, I see where he's going with this. Yes. Men usually tell women their whole life story over the phone instead of in person, and slowly over time in response to her being curious about you. I definitely fall in this category. This is one I can definitely say on the nose. I don't want to know your whole life story in a day. And I don't even want to quiz you about your whole life story in a day. I like the fact of discovering things layer by layer, like pulling the layers off of an onion. Each layer is more texture there. There's more information there. I think slowly over time, you start to build that kind of mental dossier on the guy, and men as well, building that dossier on the woman. And you find that the conversation again is richer and more fulfilling because you are getting a piece of them every time they call or every time they text. And you start to put the pieces together and say, okay, this is the kind of woman she is, this is the kind of things she likes, and this is some things that he likes, and this is some things that he really wants in a woman. And you kind of grow together, and it's more meaningful when it's over a longer period of time rather than everything right up front. Let's see what Paul says. Paul says, calling her excessively without reason signals to the woman that he don't trust her. That he needs to continually check up on her. Red flag. Yeah, Paul. Yes, I definitely agree to that. I definitely agree with that. Abandoned Boy said facts. All right, let's finish up this, and then I'm going to actually open up the floor if anybody wants to come up. Speaking of dogs, my dog wants some attention now too. So she's up on my lap. You better not knock over my wine though. I know that's one thing. When a woman learns everything about you over the phone, she has nothing to be curious about. Your life is like an open book. This is not a challenge to her. And just like a cat, she will get bored and look for someone else to be curious about. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. All right. So that was all that I had. I'm going to open up the floor and invite you guys up if you want to talk about what we just discussed, or if you have any other points you want to expound on the topic. Men are like dogs and women, well, we're like cats. So let's hear what you got to say. Hey, Clifford. How are you, doll? Thank you so much for coming, honey. Please smash that like button and share us out. We are talking about men and women, how men are like dogs and women, we're like cats. So come on up if you want to talk about it. Gonna throw on some music while we wait. See if folks want to come up.
Brown Girl Bella.
Hey, Lady Opulent. Hello, how are you? Welcome. We are talking about
Brown
men
Girl
being
Bella.
like dogs and women are like cats. Taking these stereotypical traits of cats and dogs and applying them to men or women. Smash that button. Hey, everyone in the live. This is Lady Opulent. Thank you again for coming. Anybody want to talk about the topic that we are discussing? Yeah, that was a great point, Paul. Let me put it up again. I love that point because that definitely applies to me.
Brown Girl Bella. Brown Girl Bella. Brown Girl Bella.
Oh, DOD's up? Hang on a second. Let me turn off the music.
Brown Girl Bella.
All right, hang on. Are you coming up here? Because Brooklyn's up here.
Brooklyn there.
Oh, DOD.
How you been? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Tired, but good.
What's the topic?
Huh?
I said, what's the topic?
You know what the topic is. Men are like dogs and women are like felines.
Is
What
that your
say
bracelet
you?
or is
What say
that
you, male?
Brooklyn or your bracelet?
That is Brooklyn.
Oh, she wants some attention now. Huh?
She does. She does.
Well, it's a fascinating topic that you got going tonight here. Women are like cats and men are like dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. But the thing you say about cats is that they don't like a lot of attention. And I find that they do. The more attention you give them, the more loyal they're to you.
Oh,
Now,
Really?
cats also too. When you push cats away, it seems to me that's when they turn into alley cats, and they want to go they want to go explore everything that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that? What do you think about that?
Um, I don't know. I think that there's a balance to be struck between, attention and freedom. You know, I think it's healthy in a relationship to have moments where, maybe you don't talk every day. Or maybe you don't see each other every day. Maybe, you're even in the same house, but you're in different parts of the house. Um, and then, that makes the time when you are together and you do meet up, I think it makes it a little bit more special because you both want it, you both kind of crave it and need it. So whether it is a conversation on the phone or a text, I think it's a little bit more meaningful when, especially if you don't have it every day. Not saying that you should do one way or the other, but when there are times when you're busy and can't make it happen, and you pick up the phone and like, oh, I only have 15 minutes, but I want to spend these 15 minutes with you talking, or just hearing your voice, or just making a connection with you for a moment. I think that makes it even more special when you have those times.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember or not, but last year sometime you had a conversation quite similar to this one. At that time you had another guy up on your panel, and of course you had your girls in the chat, and you were telling somebody that you don't need to hear them say they love you every day,
Mm-hmm.
and that you also said that pretty much like you just mentioned that you don't need to see or talk to that person every day,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time you said there's a balance there. So you'll come back later on and say, "Hey, well, I changed my mind. Now I want that attention." And excuse my voice, I'm still trying to recover it back, but um, that's kind of contradictory, don't you think?
No, I think that is very much feline like, because if you think about the characteristics of a cat, no cat wants to be stroked and hugged and touched every single day.
But see, that's
But
the point. I believe they do. Cats that I'm familiar with or have been familiar with, that's all they ever wanted. And when you don't give them that, that's when they start to think about whether or not he's stroking other cats. Now, now also too, I guess I
Mhm.
lost. But yeah, that's what that's been my experience.
Okay, well, then I must say I'm a different type of cat.
That's very okay. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, you were saying that, and the other lady that was in the chat,
Hmm.
saying that there are different. I guess like you said, they're different. But that's not all monolithic.
Right.
It's not all the same. So you have to learn um the cat or the kitten that you're stroking.
Hmm.
You have to find that delicate balance.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just like cats, there are varieties and different breeds of cats. There are varieties and different breeds of dogs. There's variety in different women and different men as well. So, I mean, not all men are dogs, not all women are cats, but there are certainly some things that you can pick about the characteristics of a cat that may describe the woman that or the man that you are seeing. I think that's important to note.
And should people be seeing more than one dog at a time or more than one cat at a time?
I think when you are younger and you want to explore the world and explore, everyone in that world. I think there's a time and a place for that. So I'm not going to knock people who want to have multiple relationships or want to date around and date often. I just am not one of those people.
Okay, you're not one of those people these days. Have you been one of those type of people back in the day?
I don't think I was that type of person ever, to be honest with you. Hi, Weird Bree. Welcome in. Um, I've always been the type of woman who had a boyfriend. And then I went from having a boyfriend to having a husband. And then I went back to having a boyfriend. And I think there's never been a time in my life where I've ever dated multiple men or had multiple men calling me or what have you. It's always been like one relationship. Okay, that ends. Period of time where I'm, single or whatever, another relationship comes and I'm in another relationship. I've never been in a relationship where we've dated other people or I've dated other people or he's dated other people.
And what if that were to happen? Would you allow that to happen? Would you be
For
with someone that?
me, yeah, for me, I'm an all or nothing kind of girl. So I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to share my time with someone else for my man's attention. So for me, I would not want to be in a relationship like that.
But is it a relationship? If two people are dating other people, do you consider that a relationship, or is it just we see each other whenever we see each other? We just go out and have fun or whatever.
Again, the intentions are clear. If it's just, we're getting to know each other and we're hanging out, I'm going to be dating other people and you could date other people. I think if the intentions are set like that at the beginning, there's nothing wrong with that. But that has not been my case. And I would not want to be in a relationship where I was free to date other people and he was free to date other people.
How about being in a relationship where you are with someone else, but you don't want him to be with anyone else?
Wow.
What about that type of a relationship? How you feel about that?
Um, ew, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that if that were to be the case, I think that there would have to be some discussion there about what it is because I don't think it's a relationship if the time is split between two different men. I don't know if that's a relationship or if that's just us seeing each other when we can or us talking when we can. I don't That doesn't compute to me that it's a relationship.
I agree. Let me ask you this. Now, and it could be a general question, it could be a personal question. I guess you can answer it both ways. Women, because you mentioned it just a few minutes ago, a few moments ago, that you don't talk to multiple men at the same time, but women will accept multiple gifts from multiple men at the same time. How do you feel about that?
Accepting gifts from multiple men.
Yes. Let me ask you this.
Um,
Let me put it this way: if for you to receive gifts from two or three different men, wouldn't that suggest that that woman is talking to two or three different men? Because she would have to have some type of relationship with these men who are sending her gifts, correct? And then if that's true, how can that woman say just because she may be talking to one seriously, but the other one she may be just talking to get gifts from, but the main guy doesn't really have to send her anything, and he gets all of the sexual, all of the meaningful phone conversation.
hmm.
The other two guys are just there for, for to fill in the gap and to send gifts, or to
Hmm.
receive gifts from.
Hmm. Um, hmm. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Welcome in. Embrace a true, especially for busy folks.
Hey,
Um,
peace, Jessica. How you doing?
so here's my thing on it. I don't have a problem with um accepting a gift from a friend, or um someone sending me something if it's not of large value. So if it's something small, if it's something, um, not as valuable, or doesn't have a lot of value to it, I think that that's okay. For me, I I want to always make my intentions clear, and I always want to be as upfront as I can when I'm in a relationship. So that's me. I think women who um, accept multiple gifts or get showered multiple gifts and they are of high value, like they either cost a lot of money or very rare to get, and they accept that while in a relationship, I think that that's something that you have to talk about with your
Wait, wait,
partner. And
wait,
that,
wait, wait. Hold on.
Mhm.
Okay. Receiving multiple gifts from men, regardless of the price tag on it, has to be discussed between the man and woman that's in the relationship. So let me ask you this: how would that woman feel if it was the man that was was receiving gifts from multiple women, regardless of the price tag? How would she feel about that? And would she and does she have to have a conversation about that?
Yeah, I think that you both have to have a conversation about it. I think that you just have to be open and honest and say, this was something that came from XYZ. And, if your partner feels strongly that, you should not accept that gift, or um, you feel like it's a detriment to your relationship if you accept that gift, then, it's incumbent upon you to either give it back, or B, tell your man and have, you guys decide what you're going to do with it together. But I don't think that if you're accepting something that is not of high value, I don't think that that is cause for a conversation. But if it's something that has a very high price tag to it, I think that that definitely is something to have a conversation about.
Okay, because you see what Jessica typed. Bring that back up. She typed.
She doesn't
Said,
see anything wrong with accepting gifts. Men fill in the blank.
no, she didn't say men fill in the blank.
Men accept fill in the blank.
Right. So again, say for instance, a man is in a relationship with a woman, and this
Mhm.
woman is sending him gifts. Just is he supposed to bring that to the woman that he's in a relationship with? Is he supposed to bring that to her attention, or or should he not say anything at all because in his mind receiving these gifts from these women, being that it's only or being that it's not of great value monetarily, that he
Oh,
doesn't
you're
feel that
breaking
that
up.
is. Can you hear me?
No, you're breaking up.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down and come back up then.
Okay, he's going to jump down for a moment and then come back up. Let's read. So Ray says, just got to be careful with the gifts. It can give mixed signals. Right. I think that again, set the expectation that yes, I like your gift and thank you so much for it. But there's no strings attached to this. And make that clear. Like just because I'm accepting it doesn't mean that I'm going to accept a date with you or that, this relationship is going to move forward past us just talking and being platonic friends. So we started talking, Jessica, about men being like dogs and women being like cats in terms of their um, personality and equating that with the character traits of dogs and cats. And now we have migrated to accepting gifts or not accepting gifts from people of the opposite sex. So Jessica says, I have no issue with a guy receiving gifts. And however, most men I know don't accept big gifts from women, if any. Yeah, most men I know don't accept big gifts from women as well. And I don't accept big gifts from men that I'm not dating. So if I'm not currently dating you, then I wouldn't accept a large gift from you. But I think we're on. Hey, Terry, how are you? Welcome in. I think on YouTube that kind of, blurs the lines because, we're all YouTubers. So there will be times when people will super chat you or send you money through Cash App or, whatever payment options you have. And I think those are okay because again, this is a business and all the proceeds that you get goes into that business. So I would not be taken aback if I'm dating someone on YouTube and they receive a super chat, a large super chat, or a Cash App or something like that. I wouldn't be offended by that because again, that's something that's going into their channel. But I think there's a thin line between, wanting to support your channel and wanting something more that would have to be explored.
Am I coming through now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. Hey Terry, peace, brother. What's going on? But yeah, to continue my thought there before you StreamYard or YouTube or both decided they wanted to board me out. We didn't, whatever. Um, again, when a man receives a gift from a woman, that woman is normally interested in him. Now,
Mm-hmm.
here on YouTube, I agree with you. When a woman is giving, um, or a man, whichever the situation is giving out cash apps, PayPal, super chats, and all of that, that's like I said, that's business wise. But for me, I still feel funny about receiving that type of gifts from a woman, even a super chat or PayPal, Cash, whatever. It just feels weird to accept that, and I'm trying to process it, saying that is for business. But I've never throughout my life depended on no woman to take care of me, and so that's the way I see it. I see it as that woman trying to take care of me, and so I've given back money sent to me by women. Now I'm more accepting if it's a dude that's sending it to me because I know, well, I know for the most part that dude ain't trying to hit on me like a woman may be by sending me money. So, but the woman, the woman I'm in a relationship with, I guess you answered it, but I always think when a woman is sending gifts to a man like that, it's because she's interested. Is that normally true or generally true with women?
Yeah, I think if you are sending someone a gift that has a little bit more intrinsic value, like jewelry or like something personal or articles of clothing, things like that. I think that that is something personal that you would share with somebody you are in a relationship with, or that you're at least interested in. Um, so I wouldn't do that for everyone, but I would definitely do that for someone that I'm in a relationship with, because I want that person to know that I, I love them, I enjoy them, I enjoy their company, and I appreciate them. And so, sometimes to show my appreciation, I will buy, a gift or something like that and send it to them.
Now, okay. So if you love someone, if you care about someone, and you send them a gift, you just send it all out the blue. It wouldn't have to be for a special occasion.
No, it wouldn't have to be for a special occasion, but I mean, if you're in a relationship, tend to send things out for special occasions like Valentine's Day, their birthdays, and things like that,
Well,
or just
those
because
are,
gift.
yeah, but those are expected days to give to receive to give and receive gifts. I understand that, but I'm talking about just days, just all out the blue. Say if a person went to the store and saw something, oh, that might look nice on her, or that might look nice on him, or this may add to her knickknack shelf. That's cruel, of course, to do, right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think, again, it goes to what we talked about earlier, that, women like the fact that the men that they are interested in them as equal or even more than they are. Like my grandmother used to tell me, always, go for the men that love you just a little bit more than you love them. Meaning, they will go a little bit beyond what's expected to show you that they love and appreciate you, whether it be something tangible in a gift, or how they treat you, or how they respond to you when you're talking to them, or just, how they are around you. Um, I think that that shows me, for a woman who likes that kind of thing, it shows me that you care about me. When, if I give you an instance where there's an issue, and, you're not harboring on the issue, but you're focused on the execution and resolve of that issue, that shows to me that, okay, this guy really cares about me, because he's not harping on the issue. He's focused on the solution and providing me things to solve that solution. Even if he can't physically solve it for me, he's talking it out with me so that I can solve it for myself. That I love. That, you got me. You got me.
And so, and not the, now, okay, to speak on that, then also women don't like to have all of their issues resolved either by the man. Is that correct?
I don't. I know I don't, but for me, I think what I like more than the issue being solved is that I'm using your brain as a sounding board, and what you are coming up with, I've already thought of. So it's just a confirmation of the direction that I'm going in. So that's how I use it sometimes.
So,
So it's
so
not
just
necessarily to solve it, but to make sure that I am thinking the right things. Jessica says,
okay,
however, if you're single, I don't see the issue with accepting gifts.
I agree. Yeah, if you're single, yeah.
Hmm.
But okay, let me ask you this: as far as problem solving,
Hmm.
if a man say for example he was to hear a cabinet squeaking, and he suggests putting something on that cabinet to stop it from squeaking, is that considered? How would you consider that? You consider that helpful? Is that an overreach? Should you not be paying that much attention to what you're hearing in the background? How you feel about that?
Um, I, I, I personally, Would love that because sometimes for me, I'm so busy in my head thinking about a million and five things that maybe I wouldn't even hear that, you know? So the fact that you're picking up on something that I hadn't even considered and now it's on my radar, I'm like, oh, I would be like, oh, it is squeaking. Oh, okay. I probably need to fix that. Same with my car. I was driving my car one day and someone heard it and they were like, oh, you driving? Why is it doing XYZ? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize it started doing that. And so, that's to me very helpful because, like I said, I sometimes get very much in my head and I'm thinking about a million and five different things and maybe not quite as focused on some of the things that my partner, may pick up that I did not pick up. So I enjoy having somebody who's got my back like that to say, you're not thinking about this and I need you to focus on it, but not saying that, but giving me the cues that I need to start focusing on that, if that makes any sense.
Well, I'm not even going to get into women in cars because they believe all this you have to do is just get in and go. They don't notice any sounds, and if they do notice a sound, they won't even bring it to the guy's attention so he can address it. They just want to get in, gassed up, and go. But that's for another whole different conversation there.
Yes, yes.
Let me
I have my
ask you,
opinions on that too.
what are your opinions on that?
Oh, you want to hear them now?
Well, you just touch on it.
Well, my thing is, I do believe in, oh, how you jump off the thing, you want me to expound on something. All right, we'll wait till he comes back for me to talk on that. But Jessica said she used to be called a cat because I was quiet and snuck up on people. I think that is hilarious, Jessica. That is hilarious. All right, here's DOD again.
Yeah, you see what I mean about StreamYard?
Yeah, that just doesn't like you.
At all. But, no, I'm not gonna go there. So yeah, go ahead and answer that for me.
So I was just going through the chat because I didn't see some of these comments. So Burns had asked, what's considered big gifts? For me, big gifts are um, perfume that's over $100. Um,
Really?
yeah, that's considered to me a big gift. Anything that's over, I think, $200 is considered a big gift for me. Jessica said a big gift, a month's rent, jewelry, cars. Yeah,
That's what
jewelry
I want
jewelry
to
is
say.
considered a big gift. Absolutely. Car, absolutely. But I think for me, there's three buckets. There are small token items that I consider, under $100. I consider that token gifts, something that, just shows that you're thinking about him, he's thinking about you, token small gifts. Then there are the gifts that are over $100 that I consider a little bit more meaningful. So, for example, some jewelry would be considered under that. Something tangible that either party wanted would be under that. So let's say, you bought lights for her studio or a new desk for her studio, what have you. Those I consider big gifts that are the medium size bucket. And then the larger buckets are what Jessica's talking about here, the jewelry, the cars, the rents, and all that. And I would not accept that level of a gift unless I was in a solid 100% monogamous relationship with my partner. So we are definitely, in a monogamous relationship. We might even be engaged, or we are at least very much in lockstep with each other. And he's sending me, or he's giving me those kinds of gifts. I think that that is fine for my boyfriend, but for someone that I'm not in a relationship with and I'm not actually, seeing, I don't think that that is an appropriate gift, in my opinion, on
So if a
either side.
so if a man that you're not in a relationship, that you are not in a relationship with,
Hmm.
but you casually dating, if he was to drive you to a Mercedes Benz car dealership and get you the new 2021, would you accept it?
No,
Really? Because
no. If
there's
I'm
not
not, if I'm
there's
not,
not many women who wouldn't.
huh?
There's not many women who would not accept that gift.
Yeah, no, I would not. I would not. I wouldn't feel right about accepting a gift of that magnitude if I'm not involved with you, because I don't want you to think that I could be bought or that I can be manipulated in that way. So I would not have someone that I'm not actively dating and I'm not in a relationship with do that for me. I just
But you
don't
know,
think it's appropriate.
right? But you know, there are men and women who would gladly accept
I'm
that type
sure there are. I'm sure there are. And they can probably sleep with a good conscience, but not me. I could not do that.
what would you consider a meaningful gift? Um, Something that really would put a smile on your face. What kind of gifts are those for you? What would it be? It could be like a
Um,
simple letter, simple, you know what I'm saying? Just a simple, not like a, well, I guess people consider a love letter, but just something as simple as that.
I love that. I really do. I love that. I think there's something really sexy about a man who I am dating that wants to put something to paper to elaborate on his feelings for me. I think that is so intimate and raw because that's not something that men usually do. That's usually um, something that a woman would do, is write down her feelings and talk about them. So I would treasure that because it's not often that you run into a man who is that secure in himself that he would be vulnerable enough to put his feelings on paper like that.
You see, it's funny you said that because women nowadays, I'm not saying it's you, of course, I'm just saying in general, from my experience, from what I've seen and heard, a woman that will receive a love letter like that would consider that man soft. Because as you said, it's women who normally would do something like that. So if a man were to do it, that would turn her off because she sees him as being soft.
Oh,
And
opposite for me.
you've told us your point. You don't see it that way, but there's many women who do.
Yeah. And I think my perspective is different because my father was always the one to write like love letters to my mom. And I thought that that was so sweet. Like, you know how they send you, the flowers with the card? He would have the handwritten letter with the card, with the flowers. So when she got the flowers, the letter was inside the flowers. So instead of opening up and reading a card, she actually read like a whole letter. And I thought that that was the sweetest thing that I ever saw in my life. And no man has ever done that for me. Usually it's just the flowers and the card and the sentiment. But to sit there at the florist shop, write this letter, put it in an envelope, tell him to put it in with the flowers, don't need a card, just that letter and the flowers, I think is hot. I think that is so hot. And also, when I was born, fun fact, my father named me. And so when he named me, he was a great poet, and he did write a lot of poetry, and gave it to my mom, gave some to me as well. But when I was born, he wrote a letter to me, and explained why he named me what he named me. And I've been trying to find this thing ever since. My mom said she had it somewhere, but she can't find it. And I'm like heartbroken because, of course, I no longer have my dad, but I really wanted to see that. And he only read it to me once. And I don't know what he did with it or what she did with it afterwards, but it was so beautiful. And then the other one that I got was when I got married. He wrote me a letter that he read at my wedding at the reception. And I still have that. And I always say I'm going to get that laminated and framed because I want to, keep it and make it a heirloom for, my children, my grandchildren to know that, there's a man out there. There's men out there who will love you to that extent. Your father, your brother, your uncle, and hopefully the man that you choose to walk down the aisle with will treat you like that as well.
That's interesting. Jessica says you never sent a gift to a man.
Oh
That's interesting.
yeah, I have. I've sent small tokens. I've sent more extravagant gifts. I've sent lavish gifts. I'm big on um giving gifts of affection or tokens of affection because that kind of is my love language as well. And so you have to read the five love languages to understand what I'm talking about. But I I enjoy, either seeing the face of appreciation when you open the gift or hearing it in his voice when he gets the gift. I think um, that to me is a validation of the fact that one, I chose something that really means something to him, and two, that I mean something to him because he's so touched by my generosity. And I don't take that lightly, which is why the gifts that I would give are done with a lot of thought because I want that person to feel that they are loved and taken care of in the fact that, I'm his woman. So I don't give gifts to guys that I'm not in a relationship with. And I will caveat that by saying now I'm a YouTuber. So I do, send out gifts to men who I'm not romantically involved with. But, those are from the channel, not from me as a person. Um, so I think that, but even in those cases, like I try to give gifts that I would personally appreciate. So I think that they would appreciate it too. So I think when I give any kind of gifts, I do it with the care that I want you to feel the spirit of the intent. And the intent was to make you happy, to make you smile, and to make you treat yourself nice because I know we don't always do that as a group of African American people. We kind of leave ourselves last on the list and we take care of everybody else but us. So sometimes, you have to have somebody who looks out for you enough to kind of want to take that role on and care for you. All right. Oh, this chat is jumping. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I was going to
Let
give
me
you a
see.
moment to run through it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. Okay. Let me go through. Okay, she's only giving small gifts to her boyfriend. And Terry, hey Terry, just at the job. but I'm not 13-hour a day anymore, just a regular 8. Oh my God.
I know
Really?
he's happy about that
13-hour
too.
days? Hmm?
Also, I know he's happy about not having to work 13 hours a day.
Yes, thank goodness. Men, however, will typically give gifts as a part of the courting experience. Yes. Yes, I have
So, okay,
experienced that.
so go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just commenting in the affirmative that, men will typically give gifts as a part of the courting experience. Um, so yeah, I've had, the flowers, the balloons, the lovely cards and small tokens of appreciation. I get that. And that is part of the courting experience, but it's the courting. It's not just I like you, so let me buy you, this bracelet or something, whatever. Um, I don't have that experience, and I thankfully don't want that experience because I want a gift from a man who really the spirit of the intent of the gift is to make me happy and not to endear himself to me so that I would be indebted to him for a reason, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want it to come from a place where, yeah, I bought you this, so, you gotta go out with me or you gotta do whatever with me. That is not my mode. I don't respond well to that. You can take your gift. I can buy myself a lot of nice things. Thankfully, I have the means to do so, but so for me, accepting a gift like a car or, um I don't know what else is that big, rent money or mortgage money or whatever. Um that to me signals something that is within you. Like you feel that your conversation is not enough, your time is not enough, your attention to me is not enough. You think that the way to me is to buy me something of extravagance will endear me to you. And that does not hold water for me. That does not endear me to you. What endears me to you is the attention to detail, the attention to um, what I put out there. Like, I put a lot of stuff out there. You guys know I'm a luxury channel, so I do a lot of digging in the luxury space. So there's beautiful, bags that I love. There's beautiful pieces of jewelry that I love. There's all sorts of higher end things that I love. And trust me, most of the time, if I really want it, I'm just going to go and buy it myself. I'm not going to wait for my man to do it or whatever. I'm probably going to just go ahead on and get it myself. And that has happened to me multiple times where I will put something on YouTube. This is years ago, and the guy that I was seeing would buy it, and I'm like, "Oh, I already bought that." So, to me, it's not about the hints, because if I wanted you to get it for me, I would send it to you as opposed to putting it on my YouTube. But I always find that funny when I was in a past relationship that they would, try to buy that on YouTube, and I'd be like, yeah, I already bought that lipstick, or I already bought that perfume or what have you. And I don't know if that's a flaw in me that I just go out and just get it for myself, but um, I like the fact that thought was given with whatever gift it is, big or small. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
But see,
Hey,
that's
Jessica.
it's so if say okay, you've already stated that you can go out and buy whatever you want when you want it. But if
Mhm.
that man went out and bought it even after you have bought it, not knowing of course that you bought it because he would have bought something else, I'm quite sure. But if he had bought something that you had already purchased, in my mind, okay, it's like for me, say it was me. I'm a guy, I bought something and you bought something that I've already bought. I would just thank you for buying. I wouldn't bring it to your attention, oh, I had already bought it because you went out of your way to buy it. Men think, okay, a man would say, well, maybe next time I better not buy it because I don't, she may have already bought it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that would make men reluctant to go out and just buy something for her, thinking that she may have already bought it, and then she's going to bring it to his attention too. As if to say, well, stupid, I already bought that. You didn't catch the hint, or I can, like you said, in your case, you can go out and buy it on your own. So that may
Mm-hmm.
be that man reluctant to go out and pick up those little special gifts that he may want to get for you.
Right. Well, I here's what I think about that because that's a very interesting spin on it. I think that for me, if I see something that I want my man to buy me, or I think that, you know, not that I want him to necessarily buy it. Let me take that back. If I see something that I like that I want to show him, because like maybe my birthday is coming up or there's a special occasion, or it's just, I like this. What do you think about it? And he, says, don't buy it. I got you. I'm like, look at
But
that.
see, to
He
me,
got a
see, to
hint.
me, that's okay. Okay, but see, I guess my personality would be I wouldn't say don't buy it.
Hmm.
Uh, I would just buy it and then give it to you. Give it to you. But I wouldn't say, oh, don't worry about it. I'll buy it right then and there
Hmm.
because you say you like it
Okay,
right then and there.
so even if I didn't get a email or a text back from him saying, don't buy it, I got it for you or whatever. If he wants to like surprise me with it and I already bought it, I would take mine back. I would absolutely take mine back and use the one that he bought me and not even tell him because wow, he took the initiative to buy something that he knew I would like because I said, I like this. And so I would take mine back. I would take mine back
Right, and
and
I
just
would, I would,
take him
I
for
would,
the gift.
right. That's what my point was. If he
Yeah.
if he went out of his way to buy it, then you shouldn't tell him, oh, I already bought it.
Yeah. I take
Because
that back. I wouldn't say I'll just take mine back and thank my man for the gift. I think that's the best way to go about it. Because I wouldn't want him to think that, he can't never buy me anything because I'm always quick to buy it myself. I want him to feel like, I value the fact that he thought enough of me to get it. And so I wouldn't want to curtail that by telling him, oh, I already got it.
okay, well, in the scenario of in that he buys you something that you don't like, what do you do in that situation?
I still keep it. I
I mean,
still
but
keep
do
it.
you tell him that you don't like it, or you just don't say anything? You
Um,
just people without saying anything.
I would take it and not say anything, but the Virgo in me it will probably come out in one form or another because I wouldn't want you to keep buying that thinking that I like it.
Right. Well, because I'm very observant. If I buy a woman something and she says she doesn't say anything to me about it, yay or nay, good or bad, but I'll know if she likes it if she doesn't wear it, if she doesn't, or if she
Mm.
doesn't use it, if it's not utilized, then that's when I
Hmm.
know she didn't like it. Because I'm very observant that way.
Okay. Well, that's good. Most men are not observant. So that's good that you at least pay attention to the cues.
Yeah,
All right, let's go through this list again. Let's see. Jessica said yes, a 9-month span. Oh, Oh, that's Terry saying yes, Jessica. 9 month span. Oh, 9 month span of 13-hour days. Woo. Hey, Daddy Days. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Hope all is well with you too. Love from our Iraq. Oh, you're in Iraq now? Oh my God. Be careful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jessica says, I hope you're able to catch some rest. I can only imagine. Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. I tried to put a dent in their piggy bank. I know that's right. Ray says, good point about YouTube. Yeah, I mean, if it's YouTube involved, I'm not trying to block anybody's business, because this is a business and this is what we do for a living. And he's got to get, he's got to get his stuff in as well.
So how would you feel about a person not accepting? Because you said this is a business. Do you think it's business wise not to accept PayPal's or super chats or whatever? I mean, well, not super chat, but more like maybe cash apps.
Yeah, I would not have a problem with it if it's for, the business, and it's not because they feel any kind of romantic ties. Like, I would be a little taken aback if I was dating somebody on YouTube and he was getting cash apps and stuff like that, and they were conversating on the side, and she's really like, trying to low key, get with him or whatever, and he's not catching the signs that she is attracted to him, and that's the reason why she's being so supportive of the channel, rather than really wanting to see somebody do well and supporting them for that reason. I think that's when a conversation needs to be had, because there's a thin line in that. And some women are very conniving, they're very manipulative, and even if they know that that guy is in a relationship, they, some women will still try to press, up against him, and still try to say, oh, well, I can probably get him to, talk to me on the side or whatever, or like, Bella don't have to know. It could be just between you and I, like, kind of thing. And I'm really leery of that kind of relationship, or that kind of pursual, because if he is, talking to her offline and they're having like these conversations, these deep conversations, whatever, it's a slippery slope to get from, oh, I'm just talking about, relationships in general with this girl or with this lady, and her feeling, well, we have this deep emotional connection and we're talking about relationships and blah, blah, blah. So he really is feeling me. Like, you never know what your good intentions are being displayed at on the other side. And like I said in the top of the show, if men are like dogs are not really that discerning. Attention for them is attention. So they don't care who they get the attention from, as long as they're getting the attention. And they don't compartmentalize what is a purely friendship kind of, hey, support you, or the romantic, like, I really support you because I really want to get to know you, and I really feel like, me and you could have a chance, blah, 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 blah. Some men aren't that discerning. And so me as a woman, I have to do that analysis, because I don't think that my partner is doing it. And when I don't feel that that's happening, that's when I have an issue.
And do you bring that attention or that issue to his attention? Would
Um, would I? I think I would. If I see it, happening and it's a pattern and I start to get those like warning signals and warning bells in my head, I will definitely make that known.
Okay, I'll let you continue to read the chat.
Terry said, I get enough sleep now. At the time, only 4 hours a day. Oh my goodness. I would be a wreck if I got 4 hours of sleep. Hey, Ray. Oh, wow. Good that things are better now. Yeah. Hey, Mr. 100 rounds. Respect to all. One love. Thank you so much for coming. So, a Tesla is too much. Dang, I need to give it back. Listen, I saw a Tesla Jeep today that made me rethink whether or not I want to get another Mercedes or if I want to get a Tesla. I was like, that Tesla looked tough. It was a white SUV. It was really, really pretty. I was like, dang, that looks kind of good. I might have to rethink my thing. So, if there's any man out there that want to buy me a Tesla, I'm only
You
kidding.
accept that one, see?
I'm only kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You'll take that Tesla. Pearl white one too? Oh yeah, you'll take.
White on white. Yes, white on white. We like that. Salute, Queen. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I consider perfume to be a small gift. Okay, so here's the thing. I love perfume and I love expensive perfume. Duh, I'm a luxury channel. So I put up the Tom Ford perfume, and that perfume for I think it was an ounce. It's like over $200, almost $300 for that ounce of cologne, the ounce of perfume. But I want it. But I want it. I had the lady put a sample together for me, and every time I spray that, I'm just like, oh my God, that is my fragrance. Because remember, when you're spraying on a fragrance, first of all, fragrance for women is very personal. So you have to be really precise about the actual perfume that you're getting because it can mix with your pheromones in your body and give a great scent off or a not so great send off to the world and to yourself, your own senses. So I'm very cautious when I am selecting colognes for myself. And I will test out. So, like, I'm testing out the new Tom Ford now, and I will test it for like 2 weeks, doing it, spraying it on myself at different times during the day. So I will do it as a spray in the morning because when you jump out of the shower and you're putting your oils and your creams on your body, you have that kind of scent. So you want to try the perfume on top of that to make sure that it layers on nicely with everything else that you're putting on your body. And then you want to try to spritz it midday when you are, going through your day, you're a little overheated because, you've been running around or you've been working hard or what have you. So you may give off a different scent midday than you would in the morning. And then I like to spray it at night when you are like almost done for the day. Your body scent now is your body scent, and you kind of want to, just see how it feels at night on your skin, if it still has that, beautiful scent, or if it mixes wrong because of, your sweat glands or what have you. You always want to try it multiple times during the day. So I've been doing that with that new Tom Ford perfume. And I tell you, every time I spray that thing on me, it's consistently the same. It's beautiful. It layers on really nicely. It lingers for a while. And it's not like heavy. It's not one of those scents that, when you walk into a room, everybody's going to like smell you and be like, oh my God, Shannon's in the room because that perfume is like wafting through the air. It's not like that at all. It just sits on your skin and you probably wouldn't even smell it until I'm like close to you. And then you'll smell it, and it's a very sensual, sexy scent. And I said recently that I was attracted to like sandalwood, and I'm almost positive that this has a little bit of sandalwood in it because the like finish of the perfume is so heady and sensual that it almost stops you for a minute to be like, wow, like it makes you think, it makes you ponder, like, wow, that smells really good. Um, and it almost gets you, thinking like, wow, like, oh man, I wonder what that is. I wonder why, what she's wearing that smells like that. So, that's the vibes that this perfume is giving me right now. So I'm really happy with that. So I think it's going to be really nice. All right. I'm going through these chats. Oh my God, that's crazy. All right, let's go through. I'm just looking at some of these chats before I read them off. All right. I might have been spoiled by my last boyfriend. I get that. I get that. Yes, I agree, Bella, in hindsight. Yes. No on the card because it will likely be in his name. Right. Same with the house. Like, I don't want it if it's in your name. I want it in my name. It would get weird fast if you accept that large of a gift and not be in a relationship. Exactly. Because he's not buying you that gift to be friends with you. He's buying that gift because, he truly cares about you or he wants you to truly care about him. I can't, I can't condone that. I would think he'd be expecting something from me. Well, yeah, I know exactly what he's expecting. Ah, the NDT show. Hello, Brown Girl Bella and Burn Closet and all. Welcome in, sir. Thank you for coming. Sorry it took so late. We were having a great discussion, and I wanted to just get back and read some of these chats because I know I'm behind.
And let me ask you before you move on to the next one. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
The Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
If a man buys you a Tesla, you say you know what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Tesla worth it? No, before you answer, let me explain. Let me run through this whole scenario here.
Okay.
Because a woman, if she likes the man like that, she'll give that man what he wants, even if it's just a dinner and a movie. Are you saying that a woman would not give that man what she think he wants if he were to give her a Tesla?
Okay.
You see,
So
you see what
again,
I'm
it
saying?
goes. Yeah, but it goes back to whether or not you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship with the man and he buys you a Tesla
No,
and
no, no, no. Let me make sure you understand what I'm saying.
uh-huh.
Say a man that you really like, you go out on a first date with him. He takes you to dinner, to a movie. You guys go for a more romantic walk. All those good things. He buy you roses. You guys go home. You have sex with him. But you're saying if you go out with a guy that you don't really know if you like him or not, it's just a date. But he says, "Come on, let me go buy you a Tesla," and then you wouldn't accept that Tesla, knowing that he wants sex with you because of him buying that Tesla. You wouldn't do that.
No, see, the price tag on the gift does not equate whether or not I'm going to sleep with you. So, you know, first of all, I don't sleep with a man on the first date. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in sleeping with him on a second date. I think that when you know the person a little more and you will get to that point where you want to sleep with him. But material things does not speed up my timeline in that. meaning whether you bought me roses and a dinner or a Tesla on our first date or second date or what have you, that's not going to change the fact that we still have to get to a certain level of comfortability with me, that I would get to a point where I want to share my body with you. And that doesn't
Because
happen on a Tesla. That doesn't happen on a date.
right, because there's a lot of women these days that wouldn't matter if he's giving her that test. If he's giving buying her that Tesla, she's willing to go ahead and give her body up for a Tesla.
Mm.
She's gonna give it up for a dinner and a movie. Why not give it up for a Tesla?
No, because first of all, I always say my body is like a Bentley, so I'm not going to put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. Meaning I'm not going to put any tattoos on my body, because I feel that my body is a temple and that I am worth more than a Tesla, because I'm a Bentley. So if I'm a Bentley, a Tesla is not impressive to me. So you have to come a little bit stronger than that. And we have
Okay,
to be together for a minute. I have to feel that, it's time. It's that time that I feel that we should get intimate. And a woman always knows when that time is. I can't say it's in 3 months. I can't say it's in 3 weeks. The only thing I can say with definity is it doesn't come on the first or second day, the first few days, because I still don't know you yet. So for me to give my body to a man in that way would take a lot longer than 1 or 2 dates. Mr. 100 Round says, I'm good, Queen. Thanks. No problem. Exactly, Burns. That's good, Mr. 100. Really, I have received a love letter before, and I thought it was very special and romantic. I think most women would like it. Yeah, I think most women would like it. I mean, I think there are women who are uninvolved or unevolved, that don't see that as a source of power, because it is very powerful for a man to write his feelings down. That's not something that should be taken lightly. I think that is something that should be revered and treasured, because it takes a lot for a man to even say his feelings, about a woman. So imagine if they're writing it down. That's even more a confirmation that he's into you. So I would think that, more women would love that. But again, like I said, most women aren't as evolved as that. So Jessica says, who are these women, DOD? Yeah, who are these women, DOD? I don't know who you dating. AKA James Money 615 says, hello, everyone. Hello. So 100 Round says, nice. Burns says, Jessica Hicks, it's like the man takes you on a date and buys you a steak dinner. He thinks he is getting, I think, dessert from you. Yeah. Yeah. What's that all saying? I'm buying you lobster. I expect lobster services. Red Sunshine said, right. Then it becomes annoying when they expect something in return. Right. Like if you're giving for the expectation that she owes you something, then don't give it. Nah, women like that looking for the wrong thing if they don't want a love letter. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, Burns classic. Burns a Tesla. Yes, Burns says she want that Tesla. The extra money was good, but yes, I'm relieved. I know you are. That's a lot to be working 13-hour days. Jessica says, yeah, I learned from experience that a guy buying big gifts is not a bad thing, but you have to be grateful. Yeah. Oh, careful. I'm sorry. Yeah, you do have to be careful, because again, there are some men that think that they can buy you with that. She's agreeing. Red Sunshine, just kidding. Streamlabs, Streamlabs. Vern says, or if you have not established a committed relationship, you should not be accepting expensive gifts. Absolutely. Absolutely. About 3 years ago, I dated a guy that wanted to pay a few bills and put me onto his payroll. He had already given gifts and rent. I don't think his intentions were in the wrong place, though. Oh, wow.
So, Jessica, did you accept those gifts? Did you accept the
And
payment?
putting you on his
Uh,
payroll?
did you accept him paying the bills, the few bills, whatever the bills were?
I want to hear more about that. Putting you on his payroll. So, like,
I,
what is he
I
going to
want
give
to
you
know,
a check every 2 weeks? What is that?
right. I
What
want
does
to
that look
know if
like?
that's right, and I want to know if that was enough to pay for it.
Some men just like to treat the woman they are dating very well. I think it's insane for a guy to have expectations after a nice meal at Burns Drunk Closet. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's wrong for a man to have expectations from any gift. The gift should be because you genuinely care and not because you want something. Otherwise, it's not a gift, it's a payment.
So let me ask you this then: if that's true, then why is it the guy that gives the gifts that don't get anything, but the guys that don't do get all the sex from the women?
I don't know. I don't know. That you have to talk to those type of women. I don't subscribe to that. If I feel like you're giving me a gift because you want something from me, like I just said, it's not a gift. In my opinion, it's a payment. And so I'm not going to accept that. And if you want to take your gift, take your gift. Like I said, I can buy my own stuff. I don't need it. But it's nicer when the guy is giving it because it's in his heart to do so. And a turn off for me is just, you giving it just because you're expecting something from me. Burns, thank you for that $1.99. I appreciate it, sis. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I see it pop up. Yes, they do, Jessica, especially if they're creepy. Yeah. That is creepy. Yeah. Uh-huh. It is creepy. It's 100 rounds. Got the three monkeys on there. I see you. Hey, Titi. Hola, Titi. Blessings, everyone. Hi, my Bella. Mr. 100 Rounds says, later, beautiful people. One love. Thank you for popping in, and we enjoy you when you come over. Jessica says, good night. Wait, I can't have a sugar daddy without giving him the sugar. I don't know. I don't know if you can have a sugar daddy without giving him the sugar. You have to set those intentions up front. I'm sure there are men who want to be a sugar daddy without the sugar. They just want to lavish you with expensive gifts and just treat you well and take you to all the wonderful places and travel and do all that stuff. There are men out there who do that. So I'm sure you can find it if you want it, Burns, but you don't want it because you got daddy at home treating you very well and cooking dinner for you because he's a chef. Terry said, I can remember gifts I purchased for women while in relationships. Coat, leather boots, glove, new car brakes. Hey, come on now. Them car brakes is not cheap. You got me with that. A watch. But these things were spread out over a long period of time. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's the intent. The intent is if you are in a relationship with a woman, you should want to lavish her, as best you can with whatever you can afford. I don't believe in going into debt over trying to please a woman or going into debt over trying to please a man. I don't think that is going to do your relationship any good whatsoever. But I think if you can afford to do so and you can give her small tokens of affection throughout the year and vice versa, her giving you tokens of affection throughout the year. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially if you're in a relationship with them. And especially if, you have these kinds of conversations where, if something is a milestone in your life, you want to, pick up the phone and call that person and share it with them. I think that's when you know that that is a relationship that is deeper than monetary value or intrinsic gifts. Oh, this chat is jumping. There's a super sticker. Thank you, Burns, for the super sticker. Yeah, I want to know, what does that mean, payroll? Yes. East West Dad, hello. What's good, ladies and gents? Have a wonderful weekend, peeps. Hey, thank you for popping through. Don't forget to hit that like button and share us out if you can. Big brother East Dad, how are you? And welcome in. Yes. Saying hi to my titi Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, how you doing, sister? Good to see you.
Okay, Jessica said, no, I didn't, because I didn't want him controlling my money, just the rent, perfumes, and Apple stuff. Ooh, he was a sweetheart, but he was also older than me. Yeah, I tend to think that the older guys kind of know the lay of the land. If they're giving you, gifts like that, and they're talking to you, and you're having conversations with them, and you're not involved with something, then yeah, he could be, your sugar daddy, what they say, or whatever. And I would guess that there's nothing wrong with that if you're not in a relationship and you kind of know what it is and he knows what it is. And she said no sugar was given, so there you go. No sugar was involved in that case. Wendy saying peace to DOD. All right, I am caught up with the chat. Woof. That was a lot. That was a lot. So what say you, Mr. DOD? I said this was going to be a quickie, and I'm in here for 2 hours. See what happens?
That is a quickie for some of us.
Oh, is it?
2 hours or longer. Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
But yeah, no, just like this was a very interesting topic that you brought up tonight. Very, very interesting. It enlightened me a lot about women and how they think, and this
So what did you learn?
this accepting and non-accepting of gifts and what it
Mhm.
really means to women. Because Jessica said that this older man was giving her all types of gifts, but she didn't give up any sugar. Now, was this talked about ahead of time, or she just didn't give it up after receiving all these gifts? Because I
Oh.
kind of questioned that, because you guys are saying that gifts are supposed to be special, or that they are special to women. So in her case, if she was receiving those gifts and she didn't tell him up front that there wasn't going to be no sugar for these gifts, then she was just using them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Wouldn't that be the logical conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. There are men out there who will go out of their way to buy women things and give women things and quote unquote put them on payroll in terms of, like, giving them a monthly stipend, whatever, just for the company of their presence at dinners and things of that nature. I've known a lot of men who actively seek women who kind of fit that model build and don't mind an older man on their arm taking them to places and exposing them to different things.
But see, Bella,
Mhm.
okay, but Is that okay? That's an example, on a perfect example of a man buying a woman. Now he may not be buying her body, but he's paying for her time.
Right.
And so you ladies are okay with that, right? Because that's not creepy to you. As long as you can get these gifts, these lavish gifts, be put on payroll and all that good stuff, get bills paid, you're okay with that. That's not creepy to you because he doesn't want sex. Now, but if he wanted sex, then all of a sudden you got to push back. You got to say, well, no, I can't do that. That's creepy.
Mhm.
Explain that to me.
Okay, I that's not my experience. I would think that I know that I would be creeped out by a man who just wants to take me out or shower me with gifts or, put money in my bank account every month. I don't I know I don't want a relationship like that. I know that I would feel creepy with a guy who thinks so little of himself that he thinks that he needs to buy my time for me to be um, attracted to him to enough to want to get to know him. So for me, I wouldn't subscribe to that because I don't want to I don't want to have a relationship and if that's how I'm gonna have it. Like, then, where is the okay, I'm driving along and he hears, my brakes squeaking or whatever. He's not gonna take the time to do that because I don't think he would be as invested in myself or my well-being if he's, just buying me stuff.
But
So
see,
to me, it's like, huh?
I would think that would be just the opposite because if he's buying you these things and if he hears your brakes going out or squeaking, I would think he would be the one to go ahead on and take care of that for you. And then what would be the difference between what he's doing and what a guy that would be just taking you out to dinner and lunch, breakfast, and all this without, because you're saying that when a man buys you things or takes you out, he shouldn't be expecting sex from you. So
Mhm.
the perfect scenario would be Jessica's scenario because he's buying her gifts and all of this. She's not going to give him no sugar. And you're saying if a guy takes you out, he's not going to get no sugar either, especially on the first couple of few dates or whatever. He's not going to get no sugar until until down the road sometime when you feel you're ready to be intimate with. I don't see.
Mhm.
What's the core? I mean, the correlation to me is the same, right? What's the
Um,
what's the
no, because in the last scenario, there is a expectation that it's going to
expectation on
get
his
to
part, right?
eventually it's going to get to an intimate place. But with the sugar daddy scenario, you already know that that's all it's going to be. It's very transactional. And my heart is not transactional. My heart is very emotional and very tied to emotions and feelings and things like that. So, him buying me things and putting me on payroll and doing all that stuff, he can do that with me. He can do that with Jessica. He can do that with Burns all in the same week. So it's not about it being special and germane only to me. Now it's just one of the many harems of women that he has. And
Right,
he's taking care of me just the way he's taking care of these other chicks. I That to me is not special enough for me to want to give my time and credence to that. You know what I mean? I just no, you go ahead on with who you've been doing this with and leave me out of it. I don't want to be one of many. I want to be the one and only.
right. I understand that, but in the scenario that Jessica gave, or not, well, maybe in the life experience that Jessica gave, I don't think her heart was in it like that. She wasn't emotionally attached to this guy like that. In my opinion, because she said he didn't get no sugar, so When a woman gives you sugar, it's some emotion there. And she's saying because she received all these gifts and didn't give any sugar, then I'm thinking she was not emotionally attached. It was just for the gifts and for whatever occasion they may go out.
Right. Some men, of a certain age and a
And
certain
you
stature.
keep saying the men. No, I'm talking about the woman. The woman that accept these gifts aren't emotionally attached to this guy. She's just there for the gifts, for the perks.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I,
so
I
and
agree
so
with that. I think that's what they probably arranged between the two of them. They know that this is a transactional relationship. He takes her out, he buys her nice things, she accepts them, and they both go about their merry way. If that's what you both want, I'm not gonna knock that, but I'm just saying for
I'm not
me
really touching
that
it either. But listen, but watch, look at read what Jessica just wrote there.
no, he did not expect things. I told him plenty of times I did not want a relationship.
But she wanted his gifts though. See, that's what I'm to me,
We
that's
went
that's
on
a
dinners and
problem
shows a
there.
lot. It was nice.
Well, why can't she have the why couldn't she do all of that without accepting the gift? If she wasn't feeling him like that, and she was happy to go out with him, a couple of times for dinner or whatever, why should that have been just it?
Why does she what?
Okay. She says she wasn't emotionally attached to this guy. She said
Mhm.
up front, she told him that he wasn't getting any sugar. She
Mhm.
said that here she said she went to dinner and shows a lot. It was nice. Why should that not have been enough? Instead of accepting all of these elaborate or all of these expensive gifts and being put on payroll and having bills paid, why not going out to dinner a few times? Why would that not be enough? Especially when she knows she's not interested in the guy romantic.
Um, I don't know. You would have to ask Jessica that.
Just did. I just did because I knew you.
Okay, so Jessica, you're gonna have to answer that, sis.
I'm just curious. To me, that's using a person. Now
He said
you can just
he wasn't a sugar daddy, just a gentleman. I don't think he saw it that way, but maybe you're right.
see because it's easy to say that. I guess it's easier for women in their minds to rationalize it as, oh, he's a sugar daddy, or he's just giving me gifts because he wants to, even though I know I don't want to have sex with this guy. I don't want a relationship with this guy. And whenever he turns off the gifts fountain, that she's okay with it because she don't care about him. Now, while he's giving her all of these special gifts and going to dinner and all of that, she could be having sex with some dude that ain't giving her nothing but a hard time. But she may be having sex with that guy.
That has happened. I know there's, women who fall under that. I know men who fall under that. And your statement implies that the man is somehow not a willing participant in this transaction. I think men who are quote unquote sugar daddies know exactly what they're getting and what they're not getting. I think in some cases, men just like the company of time and a beautiful woman on their arm to make them look good or to feel good or what have you is worth them paying for in terms of expensive gifts and lavish vacations and nice homes and payrolls and all that stuff. And I think that when two consenting adults decide that this is what they want to do, I mean, it's fine as long as the expectation is there on both sides. Like, you're not expecting me to do X, Y, and Z because you're giving this, and I, in the same turn, am not expecting you to do X, Y, and Z because you're doing this for me. I think if the terms of the transaction, and I again say that this to me feels more transactional than romantic,
Right, exactly.
um, then, if that's what it is and she's in agreement and he's in agreement, they're consenting adults. They can do whatever they want. For me, for Shannon, for Brown Girl Bella, I don't subscribe to that. I want my relationships to be emotionally based. I want to feel like when you give me something, it's because it's genuinely from your heart and not just from your wallet because you're, just giving me something. You know what I mean?
So,
It means something more to me when you took the time to get to know me and what I like and bought me something because you genuinely want to see me smile. Because that's how I do gifts. And so that to me is more endearing than just taking me out and throwing money at me um to do, whatever, whether it's to hang out with you and show up to be a pretty thing on your arm or to go to sleep with you. Um, and I've had, men who have wanted to have that kind of relationship, and that's just not me. That's just not what I want.
okay, so then the expectation for him would be that she's at his beck and call. That whenever he wants to put her on her arm, put her on his arm to look pretty with him whenever they go somewhere, then she must answer that call.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that movie Pretty Women. Like he, paid her for her time for the week to be a pretty little thing on his arm and, not make any waves, just, do as you're told, wear what I told you to wear, put this jewelry on and let's go. Again, many women like that. I just don't. Terry said the new brakes was a surprise. Yeah. I like that surprise.
Hell yeah, you might be in a car with her when the brakes go out.
Jessica says a woman could never give sugar, and that would be totally fine because that is something that should not be automatically expected by men. Giving gifts to get something means you should not give gifts. Exactly.
And accepting
Exactly.
gifts and accepting gifts, knowing you're not going to give up the sugar is a bad thing as well.
Hmm. So,
Wait a minute, wait, don't me. Let's talk about that. Go back to that. Go back to what she typed. Oh, okay, so if it's bad for a man to give gifts expecting something, it should be it's equally as bad as women to accept gifts knowing they're not going to give up something, right or wrong.
I think it's right. Yeah.
So you think it's right for a woman to accept gifts knowing she's not going to give up the sugar?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think it's wrong for a woman to accept the gift knowing that she's not going to give sugar if that was the intent of the gift.
See, that's what I love about women, how they're able to twist and turn things around. That's because that's what you just did.
I did. Did I? Did I
Yeah.
really?
Think about what you said. Think about what you said. That's
Did I
that
really?
very ending part. That ending part.
I mean, again, it all goes to intent. Like, if that's the intent of the gift, then I don't want the gift. I want to give sugar if I want to, not because you gave
But
me something or
hold
did
on.
something for
Right.
me.
That's my point. So then it doesn't matter whether or not he gives you a gift or not.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay.
Mm. When he says, sounds like a sugar daddy to her.
Me too, Wendy. And that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Jessica says, I'm not typically emotionally attached to men.
See? So
Okay.
for Jessica, it's normal to receive gifts from men because she's not emotionally attached to them and she's not gonna give them anything anyway.
She said, DOD, why can't a man give me gifts without expecting sugar?
And why should you be expecting gifts from a man you know you're not going to give sugar to?
But that's not answering her question. Her question was, DOD, why can't a man give me gifts without expecting sugar?
He can. But those are sugar daddies, right?
That could be a sugar daddy, or that could be just a regular guy. Like, can a regular guy give her gifts without expecting sugar? Like you
You
said
see, but
before,
okay, but what is he giving her the gift for?
maybe he wants to see her smile. Maybe it's just a gift just because. Is it always
But
attached
see,
to is it always attached to the expectation that this is going to lead to a sexual encounter because you're
but that's
giving the
what you
gifts?
women think, though. You women think that if a man gives, okay, either he wants sex or he's a sugar daddy. That's the only two options. You women say there's gray areas. I don't see this as a gray area. Because you and I have talked about this here tonight on this live stream, Bella. You said that you don't accept gifts from men. Why not? Because you think they're going to be expecting something from you,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's my so okay. So if in Jessica's case, she says, why can't a man give her a gift without expecting it? Well, women, right off the top of their head, if they're getting gifts from a guy, in their mind, they're thinking he wants something. If he takes me out to dinner, he wants something. Whether or not you're going to give him to him, that's different. But you women think automatically that this guy wants something because he's taking me out or because he's giving me this expensive gift. So if you know you're not going to give him anything, why not approach to say, hey, I'm not accepting this gift. We can go out and hang out if you want, but I'm not going to expect any. I'm not going to receive or accept any expensive gifts from that guy, knowing
Mhm.
that knowing that it's not going to turn into anything romantic in the future.
Okay.
No, not okay. I want some answers. I want to know what
You
y'all
want to answer?
feel
Well, let me
from
see
you
if
and
the chat gives
Jessica
you
and,
answers. Well,
and,
I got
and
to
the other
answer
woman,
more.
Rose and Wendy. I would like to know what you women think.
Okay,
Of-
so let me go to the chat. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let me go to the chat. Jessica laughed, and just to be clear, I did not accept the plan to be on payroll. Dang, I want to know how that felt. He was genuinely kind man. I do think the gifts would have meant more to me with more effort. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Jessica says, my love language is gifts and actions, but I like meaning behind them. And that's also how I give gifts. And no, I was not at just spec and call. I was not a sugar baby.
See, and
Right.
that's a problem. That's a problem too.
What's the problem?
Okay, read that again.
My love language is gifts and actions, but I like meaning behind them, and that's also how I give gifts.
Stop.
And no,
Stop.
okay,
Stop. Stop. Okay,
okay.
but she accepted gifts without me. So how can that statement be true? Because the gifts that the sugar daddy gave her meant nothing to her.
But that's why didn't get into a relationship with him because again, the gifts or whatever that he was giving didn't mean anything to her. So that's
No,
why
no,
she
no, no.
wasn't
That was no.
emotionally attached to
See,
him.
see, there you go trying to rationalize it. No, that wasn't the plan from Jump Street. She knew she had no romantic feelings for this dude from Jump, and the gift that she was receiving didn't mean anything, but she accepted. But she said, "My love language is gifts and action, but I like meaning behind it." So how can that be true? Both can't be true at the same time.
Why
Oh,
not?
oh,
You
but
you can feel
women can
one way
definitely
one day and
women can
another way
definitely
another day.
rationalize it that way though. But women can definitely rationalize it that way.
I don't think there's nothing to really rationalize. You can have two competing strands of thought. Like just because she feels that way today she may not feel that way in 2 weeks. She may feel another way
But you,
because again, mhm,
see, that's again, that's a convenience for women. Women can say this week, okay, yeah, I'm going to accept gifts that mean nothing to me, but because they're coming from a man that I know I'm not sexually um attracted to, I'm going to accept them anyway. But then the following week, then they switch up. Now she wants meaningful gifts from a guy that she does want to be sexually active with. It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction. You can't
women are hosts of contradictions and differing opinions.
right
Like just
depending
because I
on
felt one way
no,
one week doesn't mean I necessarily feel the same way the following week
no,
because
it
it's a whole
depends on the
different set of
man.
huh?
It depends on the man. Check
It
this
does
out. Check
depend
this
on the
out.
man, but it also depends on the feeling and the sentiment behind the gifts. Like
No, 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 no.
no.
It depends on that man. If she is sexually attracted to that man, he don't have to give her a damn thing. And she'll have sex with him if she's sexually attracted to him. But the guy that's giving her all of the gifts, it may be meaningful to him to give it to her. It may not be meaningful for her to receive them. But for him, it may be meaningful. But she does, but she won't, what's the word here? She won't look at him as someone that she would want to have sex with, even though he's giving her all of the gifts, whether or not she's meaningful to her or not, is meaningful to him. And that's why
Mhm.
I think a lot of women get caught up with these men in these relationships. It may not be meaningful to her, but it is meaningful to him, and that's where the expectations come in from that guy. Unless you have a rock solid understanding in the beginning, there's going to be some problems down the road.
Mm. I guess.
And see here again, now look at her next statement. She goes, and no, I was not just at his beck and call. So that means whenever she wanted to be bothered, that she would accept the gifts and go out with him or whatever. That's a problem. If you're gonna be accepting gifts like he's your sugar daddy, then you are expected. That's an expectation to be at his beck and call. I would think anyway.
She says not a bad thing. No man is entitled to her sugar, whether you give her gifts or not.
True, no,
Hey,
I
my
understand
truth,
that.
your truth.
I
Welcome
understand that,
in.
but if you're okay, well,
Guys, don't forget to thumbs up the chat. Thank you very much.
hey, what's going on, truth? But yeah, I just see it to me that's a slippery slope to be on for women to be on because that's why a lot of men no lose it, especially for guys who think giving gifts or something to be just there was supposed to be some type of expectation behind giving gifts. So you ladies need to be careful with that.
Jessica said, a man I dated told me years ago about the story of the Taj Mahal. He told me himself that I should be accepting of his gifts as he was showing his endearment towards me. Different guy of Asia descent.
Right, but how was your feeling towards him? See, that's the part that women don't seem to understand. It's how you feel. How do you feel towards him? These guys that's giving you these gifts. Do you like him for him, or do you like him for the gifts?
Mm-hmm. Auntie Wendy said, in the majority of men, they want sugar in return.
Exactly, Wendy. A lot of men expect that. Not all, of course, but a lot of men do. And then when you don't give them enough sugar, there's going to be some problem.
Mhm.
Potentially there could be some problem.
Jessica said men need to change their thinking. Men are not entitled to sugar.
Right. But not all women entitled to gifts then.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying. You women can't just go out and say, okay, let's just
So,
go
so
out and
you're
have
saying we
fun.
can't have it both ways? We can't have the gifts without the sugar?
Oh, so then you
If we
so
take the gifts, we have to take the sugar, right? In
no,
your
no, no,
opinion.
no, no. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why can't women just go out and just have fun without men without expecting to give? If that's all, if all they really want is just that, if they enjoy the man's company, why should there be gifts involved to have that man have an expectation of getting the sugar?
Okay, but did she say, give me gifts or buy me stuff? No, he went out and did it on his own free will.
Expecting to get the sugar. But since she knows she's not going to give the sugar, she should just not accept the gifts.
Okay, so if you accept the gifts, then you should give sugar. That's what
No,
you're saying.
no. I'm saying, but that's what the man expects. I'm not saying that the woman should do that, but to cut out the middleman, to cut out all the BS, just don't accept the gifts, and she won't have to worry about him expecting any.
I don't think that's necessarily true because even if he's spending time with you and not buying you gifts, he's going to be expecting sugar at some point because that's what a man expects.
But
That
you that's what
if he's
women
interested
do.
in a woman and she's, interested in that she is accepting these dates and going out with him, then the expectation is that somewhere in this back and forth between going out and talking and all that, that there's going to be a sexual relationship attached to um this encounter that we're having, going out and doing different things.
But no, but that's not. But see, again, that's not true because you can do all of those things. A woman can do all of those things and not want to have sex with that guy. She can go out just to have. She can go. She can go out and just walk around the park. If she's sexually if she's sexually attracted to that man, she'll have sex with him.
And if she's sexually attracted to that man and he bought her a gift, she's
She's
going to
gonna have
either have
sex.
sex with him or not.
It,
So, I mean, I don't think
but
the
if she's not sexually attracted to him, and they go for those walks, she's not going to give him sex. If she's not sexually attracted to him and he buys her all these gifts, she's still not going to have sex with
right. So I don't think it's the gifts that trigger
him.
whether or not you're going to sleep with them.
But it
It's like
is.
it's not the date.
Oh, right. But for the man that gives the gifts, he's expected or take you out to dinner. You women are saying that these men are expecting something. So they shouldn't be expecting it, but they do. And so to cut out all of that expectations of sex, after the date, if you don't accept the gifts, then or if you go out with a guy and there's nothing, if you go out with a guy and you don't and you pay for your own way, let's say, then he shouldn't be expecting anything, right? But
Mhm.
you just said he's going to expect something anyway, just for spending time, right? But see, that's how women think though of men.
Yeah, I think that most women think at some point down the line, whether or not you are having, just a casual dinner date or casual um encounter with the guy without sex, that there's going to be some expectation of sexual intercourse at some point down the line.
Now, when you say that, do you mean that they're actually going to be a sexual encounter, or that the man expects there to be one?
I think that the man expects there to be one, not that it's necessarily going to happen, but I think the expectation is there that, as you are dating and you guys are going out more and more, the expectation becomes higher because she wouldn't be spending her time with you if she was not attracted to you in some form or fashion.
Well, the attraction is the going out, the gifts, and the dinners. That's the attraction for her. That's the love making for her is the gifts and the going out to dinner. The actual sex is not going to be is not part of the equation.
Mm, that's interesting.
She says, no, if a man takes me to dinner, I think he likes me and he wants to spend time with me. I don't think that way. Okay, so what's this? Okay, another okay. Okay. Because again, that's a contradiction. If you don't think just because a man is taking you to dinner that he wants okay, still okay. You're saying that he shouldn't expect sex just for taking you to dinner. I get
Mm-hmm.
and I totally agree with that. There is no man that should be expecting to have sex with a woman just because he takes her to dinner. I agree with you, brother. There should be time spent in a relationship, time to get to know each other, time to even know if both people are compatible. Because it's more to a relationship than just sex. I get that, but most women, the first time, even when a guy walks up to her and says hello, in her mind, it's automatic that she's thinking that this guy wants to date me for sex, even though it may not be what she's thinking as far as him, unless she's sexually attracted to him. She's
Mm,
automatically thinking, okay, he's just talking to me because I hear it all the time. Oh, he's just talking to me because he wants to get into my get into my pants, right?
right.
And so that's what I'm saying. So there's no way you can tell me if a guy is taking you to dinner that you don't think that he's thinking about having sex with
Mm-hmm.
you. In your mind anyway. Because the guy may not be thinking that way either. He may just like, he may just wants to spend time with you. He may just want to get to know you.
True.
But
I
women,
mean, there could be, no expectation from the man at all. It's
right.
just the fact that he, wants to see you happy or wants to do this out of the goodness of his heart without any preconceived notions that the gift or his attention for you is going to lead anywhere beyond where it's already going.
Well, I would like to think that if a man is interested in a woman, he wants to take her out, and if he wants to buy her something, I guess maybe this is the way I am. I can't speak for all men, but for me, if I'm taking a woman out, if I'm buying her gifts, is to get to know her first before anything jumps off sexually. Because well, and maybe at this age too that I'm at, um, that I know at this age it's more to a relationship than just sex. Unless of course both people agree that that's all they want. Because their relationships that they're like that as well. Hey, when
Mhm.
I want sex, I'll call you up. For both men and women. But that's not really a relationship though. In
Right.
the traditional word that I think about a relationship.
Mhm.
So I mean, there's many
My
dynamics, but for me, it's weird for a woman to accept the gift, knowing or thinking in her mind that he's just giving this to me for sex, but knowing she's not going to give him no sex, but still accept the gift.
Mhm. True, true. My truth says, I think it's better to categorize men and women in this area due to the intent of giving and receiving. Yeah. I think that if this is something that you want to do, for whatever reason, then it's perfectly okay for you to do so if that's what you want to do. Free will is everywhere for the men and for the women. So you're free to, accept it or not accept it. You're free to give it or not give it. It's up to you. And I don't think anybody should put caveats into anything. If you're giving out of the goodness of your heart, then that's all that should matter. And whether or not you get quote unquote the sugar is irrelevant in my
Okay.
mind. It shouldn't be tied to dinner and a movie, nor should it be tied to a Tesla. Like, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so then should a woman up front say, hey, we can go out, whatever, but I'm not sexually attracted to you. I don't want to have sex with you. So, don't buy me any gifts or anything like that. Should a woman let that man know up front?
Um, yeah, I think that's cool to do that. And I think it's cool for a man to say, you know what, I don't want any sex from you. I just want, to do these nice things for you. I just want to make you feel good. I just want to brighten up your day. I just want to, take some of the burden off of you by, making sure that, you have extra money in your bank account to do whatever you want to do with it. I think it's fine if the two consenting adults agree that that's the kind of relationship that they want to have. Who am I or anyone to stand in the way of two consenting adults doing what they want to do?
And to flip that coin, if a man is expecting something up front or expecting the sugar, he should let her know that up front as well.
Yes, I do. I think that's correct. Jessica,
And
Jessica said, I didn't say it meant nothing. The gifts would have meant more to me with more meaning and effort. Okay. So it didn't mean nothing, but it would have meant more to her if there was some more meaning and effort behind the gifts. I can
but she accepted the gifts though. See, that's the part the women can't get past. You see, they said it would have meant more to you if okay, then if that's the case, then you should have gone into a relationship with him so that it meant more to you.
Jessica said, DOD, many women receive extravagant gifts from men that are generous. The same men that give big gifts to any person they care about. Well, they care. Why is it different for women?
Because the women don't care about the man that's giving them the gift. That's why I said earlier. I said the man could be head over heels in love with you, giving you these gifts. But if you don't feel the same way, then you're taking the gifts, you're using them. You're using them. And you know you're using them because you know how he feels about you. And you know you're not going to be able to ever give him that same type of emotional attachment. So why accept the gift? A woman in her mind still be able to rationalize. they'll be able to they'll be able to rationalize it in their minds because they want whatever they're getting.
Again, I mean, I think, that old quid pro quo is like rearing its ugly head. Like, you give me something with the expectation that I'm going to give you something in return.
See, you're still
Is
rationalizing.
not well, that's my own brain. Like, I
That's
am
all women.
very
That's all
rational.
women's thinking. But see, that's all women's thinking. All women can rationalize a man giving them a gift, even when she don't like him, even when she can care less if something happened to him, but she will accept that gift and she can rationalize.
Mm. I don't know if that's necessarily true for all women, though. I think you're
Everyone,
making a broad generalization, but Titi said absolutely true, though.
because it is true. She knows. She's not sugarcoating it, beating around the bush. That's what I'm saying is exactly true. Because if she didn't care about the brother or the man, knowing how he feels, you accept that gift. You put yourself in a situation. I'm just letting you know. There's a lot of men out there that you accept gifts. That means in their mind you're supposed to give them something in return.
Mm. Jessica said, with that logic, DOD, men should not get sugar from women they know they don't want to marry or be in a relationship. Ooh.
No, but see, that's the okay, right? But a woman does the same thing. If a woman is sexually attracted to you, she will give you sex without you giving her anything in return, other than the sex. So it's the same thing.
Mm. All right. Well, I'll let that marinate for a second. Hold, please.
Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please.
All right, we are back. Jessica says that's even worse because gifts can't be given back.
Well, the gifts don't have to be accepted in the first place, though. You don't have to
Hi,
worry about giving it
Kristen.
back. You don't have to worry about giving it back if you don't accept it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Tristan. Welcome to the conversation. We're talking about male-female relationships. We started off talking about men and how they have many traits of dogs and how women have many personality traits of cats. So we were asking the question, are men dogs and female women cats because of their personalities? And I think we came to a realization that we each share some personality traits of the dogs and the cats, but that every person ultimately is different and they think differently and act differently about things because of their circumstances and the things that they've personally experienced, which shape their opinions on male and female relationships. So now we're just digging through that and talking about the notion of having a sugar daddy or a sugar mama for that term. There are lots of women out here who have the means to quote unquote take care of a man, and they want to have a nice hot man on their arms when they go out and do things. And there are some women out there that would pay for that kind of advantage to have a man that they desire on their arm. So, I mean, the same would hold true for a man that would accept lavish gifts from a woman, and, the woman taking them on trips and, to expensive dinners and plays and other, forms of entertainment without the expectation or with the expectation that they're going to have sex afterwards.
And
Just says,
so
hmm?
let me ask you before you get into that.
Okay.
What do you think about those type of men that would accept gifts from women, live off women, go out with women? What do you think about those type of men?
They wouldn't be men that I would personally date, but I'm not going to knock anybody who wants to do that. I'm not going to, talk bad about them because they're doing that, because again, there are some women who are doing the same thing. So if I talk bad about a man doing it, I'd have to say the same types of things about a woman for accepting those things in her life as well. So I am going to keep my opinions to myself because it's not my relationship.
Exactly, because you're again you're giving mixed messages. It's almost you're saying it's okay if a woman is receiving the gift, but it's not okay if the man does it because he's the man. Kind of a double standard there.
I'm not saying anything. I said in either case, I'm not going to down a woman who accepts those things. That's just not me personally. I have to be in a relationship with you, and I have to really feel that the gift that you're giving me comes with no ill intent for me to accept it. So that's me personally. Now, what other women do and how they do it is up to them. That's just my opinion about how I feel about it. And I would rather it come from a man who genuinely, I feel, cares about me. And so the gift has a little bit more sentiment to me because of the feelings behind it.
Okay, so what? Okay, say you're in a relationship with a guy and he pays your rent. Would there be more sentiment in that rather than a guy that's paying your rent and you don't have any feelings for?
Yeah, because I'm in a relationship with him. So if he wants to, give me money or pay my rent or what have you, I wouldn't think that there was a caveat to that or there were some strings attached to that because we're in a relationship. Same as if, I wouldn't pay rent because I don't think, my man would ever like subscribe to that notion that a female is going to pay for his rent. But if I, bought him a big flat screen TV or whatever, um, because he enjoys watching his sports. So I think that in that realm, I would go and do that for him because I know he would enjoy that. I know he would get a lot of pleasure out of watching, his sports on that big flat screen TV. So I will want to see him happy and I will want to see, the smile on his face when he's unboxing and like, oh wow, look at this. This is great. Um, and knowing that I was a contributor to that feeling and that sentiment.
Yes, I would feel more comfortable receiving a gift like that if I'm married to the woman. I'd be very uncomfortable receiving a gift like that from a girlfriend. Maybe a fiance, depending on how long we've been in a relationship. But definitely just from a girlfriend, I would totally feel uncomfortable accepting that because I know women, and I know how women are, and if that relationship breaks up, then she got the first thing out of her mouth, oh, you did this, you used me for that, and this, whatever, and the third. And for me, I just don't have to go through all of that because I know how women. I
Mm.
know that's how women are.
That's how some women are, not all.
I've been in a situation where it appeared that I was leaving a relationship with a woman, and I asked about a certain pet or something, and I got cussed out for asking. So
Really?
I don't take that as being a true statement. Women in general, that's what they'll do. They will
Mm,
they will find something to tell you no, you can't do, or okay, check this out. Check this out. Women in a relationship, if she truly loves the guy and they break up, all of a sudden he's a bum. All of a sudden he has a little D. You broke. All type of negative because she's in pain.
mm,
She loved that man so much, and when they break up, that's her way of getting back at him. So no, and if they're married, oh no, you can't see the children. No, you can't come by. You can't pick them up. You can't do nothing for them because that's her way of hurting the guy. In her mind, it is when really hurting the children, but in her mind, that's hurting the man.
mm,
So that statement can't be true, and that's all women that do that.
mhm.
And I can't really see the chat, but is anyone disagree?
Let's see. Jessica says, again, I think DOD is looking at this the wrong way. And no, not all women think like that. I prefer how other men think as far as spoiling the women in their lives.
Right, right. If you're in a relationship, if you're married to a woman, yes, yes, because there really can't be any expectations. other than that's what he or she wants to do for their husband or their wife. But when you're just a boyfriend, girlfriend, or just a casual dating, there could be expectations. When you're giving gifts like that, a man could be having expectations of something is going to pop off sexually.
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman is not attracted to him sexually, then she should let him know up front, hey, I don't want to accept these gifts because I don't want you thinking something's gonna jump off when I know it's not going to. But when you accept those gifts, then you're almost giving that man the okay to at least think that something's gonna happen.
Wendy says that is what I am trying to say. Also, don't accept the gifts from the beginning unless you're ready to accept the relationship.
Exactly. And then you have to worry about you. Then you don't have to worry about any expectation.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ooh, goodness, this chat is going. Hang on a second. Tristan said he agree. And hello, my truth. Jessica said, I honestly would not think a man cares for me unless he acts or gifts. Just my opinion. My dad showed me love through money and actions, like doing something for me. I will only consider men like that.
No, Jessica, I agree. But you're accepting those gifts from men that you know you're not gonna get sexual with. That's where the problem comes in at. If you're accepting these gifts from men that you're sexually attracted to, and that you know some at some point down the road you're gonna have sex with them, okay, cool. But when you're accepting those gifts, knowing that you're not, that statement you just said it doesn't jive.
Hey, Sora. Hey, AJ. What you doing up? My truth says, hey, AJ. Terry says, I only give gifts if I'm already in a relationship with a female. See,
I,
then
I,
there's no problems.
right, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
And when he said, thank you, Terry, that's what I was trying to say. Yep.
I agree with Terry on that.
Mm-hmm. AJ says, if I'm in a relationship, I give my man gifts. If we are not a couple, I don't do gifts and I don't expect gifts. If
Yeah,
he
you good.
wants,
No, keep going. But I was agreeing with that.
okay. If he wants to be generous and we are not in a relationship, that's great.
But let him know up front that not to expect anything,
Right.
and then that way there's no reason for him to have any expectations of sex, because you already told him up front that that's not happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Terry said a man should never lead with his wallet.
I
Agreed.
agree.
He should always lead with his heart.
I agree, Terry.
Mm-hmm. So does Titi Wendy. She agrees. If you are in a relationship, AJ says, I would think that you are going to treat each other and give birthday gifts, etc.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep. I
I
agree.
totally agree.
But see,
That's
that's
so
but see,
good.
that within itself is an expectation. If you're in a relationship like that, your boyfriend and girlfriend, yeah, you should expect your boyfriend or your girlfriend to give you gifts during Christmas or your Valentine's Day or your birthday. Those are expectations.
Mm-hmm. Terry agrees. Tristan said, if I give a gift, it was meant for you to have and came from the heart. I would not want the gift back.
Right. See, that's different too for a woman. A woman, when a woman gives a gift, it's usually from the heart. They're not expecting sex back in return. When women just don't think that way. It's usually because they want their man to have it, whatever it is. They're not expecting, hey, I'm gonna get him this shirt and we're gonna have sex later. Unless you know what I'm saying, unless you're in a that in a like on Valentine's Day or something like that, or his birthday or something like that.
Oh my God. That's a funny thought. Like, hey, I bought you this.
That's what I'm saying. See, women don't think that way. almost I bought you this shirt. You gonna give that up? I say women don't think like that.
Oh my God, that would be funny though. I ought to do that one day. Buy something and be like, so what you gonna give me for that?
Yeah.
Oh, he just said, wow, all women. He loves saying that too. All women.
Well, I don't say all women in every situation or scenario, but I know for the most part, when a woman when she's in love with a man and they break up, it's gonna be hell for him.
Mm,
For a certain period of time, it's gonna be hell.
They just said, how old are you?
I'm not gonna reveal my age on here. I've already done that.
They just said, if I'm not attracted to a man, he won't even get my number. I don't do that.
See, there you go. So she wouldn't be accepting gifts just because he's offering if she's not sexually attracted, and that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm. Jessica says, please, men cannot give gifts and still feel entitled to sugar.
No, well. I'm not gonna because then I would sound. I was gonna say not all men, but I can't say that. And then sometimes I always say all women. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I'll leave that one go. But I know there are some men out here that don't care about that.
Mm-hmm. Jessica said, I've seen Vern's comment about expecting something after dinner. Imagine. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that holds true for a lot of women who've had similar experiences. Like, you go out and, you order something that quote unquote is expensive on the menu. It's like, okay, so you want, give me, some whatever. If I get you that surf and turf or what have you. So I've seen it happen in terms of, girlfriends who say, yeah, I went out with this guy and, I ordered such and such. And he was like, oh, you're going to give me such and such, later because of that, because I ordered it for you. I'm like, wow, if that's the intent behind going out on a date, then I don't want to go out on a date. Like, I
So what
don't
was
want that
what
kind of
was her intent?
expectation. Hmm?
What was her intent on ordering that $100 dinner?
That she
That
wanted
cost
that
that cost
dinner.
cost $100 for just herself. Say there was a meal that was $100. Why would she order the meal that was $100 instead of the meal that was $50 or $40?
Because maybe that's what she wanted to eat.
Right. But then that's why the guy came up with, well, if I'm ordering you that, then I expect something in return.
See, and that's why the men get these chicks now that order salad. So now there's no expectation because you only
Well,
bought a salad.
but see, me, I've told my woman, I don't want her sitting around just eating salad. If I'm taking you out to dinner, you better eat something. But then again, I don't expect anything because I'm buying the dinner. I want the woman that I'm with to eat. So for me, it doesn't matter.
So
Of
she
course, if
orders
if she
surf and
if she
turf.
wanted if she wanted a dinner, I mean, if she wanted
Mhm,
a salad, then okay, that's what you want. But I expect you to eat, and I don't expect anything afterward.
mhm. But you just said if she orders the surf and turf and $100 meal,
Hmm.
that's what she wants to eat.
Right. For
But then
me, go ahead and eat. Go ahead and do it. But for a lot of other men, they would expect something behind.
so you're saying you don't expect anything behind it.
I never expect sex from women. I don't even look at women sexually like that until after really get into that woman more like that. Now I may get on the phone and talk with her like that, text with her like that, but I just really want to get to know the person first. And maybe, like I said, maybe it's because of the age that I'm at now. But I don't expect sex from women just because of a dinner.
Mm. Oh, you had to work late? Oh, I was going to be on here for a hot minute and it's been 3 hours and we've been on here, but the discussion is really, really good. So I don't want to stop the flow. So AJ
I hope I
said,
didn't,
huh?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say I hope I didn't run Jessica off.
No,
Hope she's
she's
still
still in here.
here. Okay, good, good.
She's still in here. AJ said, absolutely. Let him know upfront that you are not interested. Mm-hmm.
That's
Indeed.
yeah. And
So,
that would stop a whole lot of issues with men, attacking women behind
mhm.
somebody else.
Jessica said, I've never had any issues with men expecting something after treating me well.
That's good. Good. I mean, those men are probably the men that genuinely wanted to get to know you.
Mm-hmm. And the ones who were expecting something were probably weeded out because I think men know what kind of woman they want and what kind of women to kind of stay out away from because they either feel that they are not in in lockstep with their thinking and their feeling, or they feel that that woman, may be unattainable for them as men. I've seen that happen where, men feel like, oh, she's a little intimidating because she's got, so much going on, or she's, at a certain stature at, her job or, in life. And, she has these things. So, I don't think that she would want a man like me, quote unquote. Jessica says, I think I benefit from having a good batch of generous gentlemen. Every woman should have the same expectation. Women have devalued themselves today, and that's why we're having this combo.
But
That
see, okay, but see, then again, so then your value comes from the gifts that you receive.
no, I don't think she's saying that her gifts come from the things
Read what you
of
said again.
value.
Read what you
I'll reread it again. I think I've benefited from having a good batch of generous gentlemen. Every
Stop,
woman,
stop, stop,
okay,
stop, stop,
okay,
stop. Okay.
stop.
Generosity is what? Receiving what? Either gifts or money, something of value, right? That's
Mhm,
what generous men do, right?
mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
But she says she's benefited from that.
Of
She
course
didn't
you
say that
have. Who wouldn't benefit from someone giving you money and gifts? That's a benefit within itself.
exactly. So she's saying that women have devalued themselves, saying that they're not worthy of having nice things or not having men who
So
think
then you
of them
value
as
yourself. So then you value yourself by the gifts that you receive or the money. That's what gives you value. Then is that
I
what you?
don't think no, I don't think that that's what she's saying. I think that
That
she
is. That is exactly what she's saying. She's saying that if you don't accept those things from men, then you devalue yourself. So the opposite to that would be to accept those mean that you're value, that you have a value, that is your value. These gifts and money or whatever.
I don't think that it's a value either way. I don't think it's tied in the gift, but it's tied in the sentiment. You should want to aspire to have a man who thinks so much of you that he wants to shower you with the best and he wants to give you um, fruits of his generosity, so to
And
speak.
and
I think
and
that's what
men will
she's
give
saying,
you.
and that you shouldn't feel that, you are undervalued whether you receive that or not.
Okay, but are you undervalued if you receive gifts that are not as expensive as those gifts, as
I don't
other?
think I personally don't think so. I think that it's really is the thought that counts. I mean, you don't know, what other people are going through. Maybe that's all that man could afford, is to get you that. So I don't think that is something I see as a negative. I think if anything, it's a positive, because he thought enough of you to get you that gift. Like, he could have
Let me-
put that money in
right.
his pocket. He could have done other things with that money, but he decided to give that to you. And I think that that's something that, shows you that he values you in terms of wanting to get you that gift to make you happy.
Okay,
And
let
that's
me ask you
all
a
it
question.
is.
Let me ask you a
Mhm.
question, and be totally honest with me, okay?
Mhm.
Because we know the type of channel that you have here. What is more valuable to you, Sephora or Maybelline? You see, exactly, exactly. So if a woman, if a woman, so if a woman who is used to getting Sephora, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Sephora.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so if she's used to getting that, and a brother comes up and gives her Maybelline, she could feel devalued by that, right?
I don't think she should feel devalued by that, because I mean, there's some cute stuff at Maybelline too. So,
Bro,
I
see, I
mean,
actually be honest with you now. Come on.
I am like, when you said that, the reason why I laughed is because on my list of things that I'm obsessed with, which is going to be another program that will come up to you guys soon, products that I'm obsessed with. So I found this mascara, and I am obsessed with finding a drugstore that carries it. And it is by Maybelline. So that's why I laughed, because I am on the hunt to try to find this mascara. Um, but
Right,
again,
but it's probably a high-end mascara from Maybelline, though, right?
it's Maybelline. So how high end could it be, really?
It's high-end I'm sure it's high-end from Maybelline.
It probably is higher end for Maybelline, but again, I want it, and I'm trying to find it. So that's why I laughed. But for me, like, I think because I am a luxury reviewer, that the assumption is that everything I have or that I own is luxury. Not so. I have a lot of brushes, as you guys see when I have my camera on, and my background is here. I have a lot of brushes. About 75% of my brushes are very inexpensive. Then there are the 25 that are really expensive, but I use them all. So it's not like there's one.
But don't you call those mid-tier? I
Yes,
think you use that phrase, mid-tier.
yes. Guys, hold on just one second. Brooklyn is throwing up. Hold on.
Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please.
Okay, hold on a moment. All right, guys, I'm back. She's good. I think she just got overfed today. So let me continue reading everything that was in here that I missed while I was tending to her. my goodness, you guys were really talking while I was away. All right, Jessica says a gift is a gift. It's sad to think all men only give gifts to get something. Men are not all that basic. No, I think men are very basic. Would you give someone $100, woman on the street, then get mad when she doesn't say, yeah, let's get it on? There are some well-to-do, generous men that truly love to spoil women. I agree. Jessica also says, obviously, if there's no attraction, I wouldn't spend time either, but just because I'm attracted to you does not mean there's sugar. The sugar is not offered until I'm ready. She also says men need to stop expecting sugar, and the same for women. There are also women sugar mommies, and they have expectations for their young guy. I lived in a luxe apartment with this male sugar baby. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that earlier on, about there are sugar mamas out there that, like a nice, young thing on their arm and like to take them out and show them a good time as well. So I do get it. There are men and there are women out there who, do these sort of things.
And I'm gonna
Um,
tell you, something
hang
too.
on a second. Hang on a second, DOD. Wendy says, when you order expensive food, he thinks you are the dessert.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I get
hang on. Let me finish reading these comments and then I'll let you give some thoughts. Jessica said, this convo is wow. Interesting to hear your thoughts, DOD. Doesn't change my mind, but really interesting to hear your thoughts. And she's saying good night, everybody. Good night, Jessica. Thank you so much.
have a
Oh,
good night, Jessica.
what
Oh,
were
let's
you
say
gonna
Jessica.
Oh, you're saying good night. Fabin Hino Mentoras 2.0 says no inglés. ¿Se habla español o portugués? AJ says, I'm going to order the dinner I will order if I'm alone with my girl or with my girls. I like nice things and I pay for nice things. If we are out, I'm going to get what I'm going to get, period. It's why I date younger men. All right, dear sugar mama. I love it. Hang on. Lady Opulence says, I'm still here watching your ads. Oh, nice. Lady Opulence says, how's everyone doing? We're doing great. Valentino said, Portuguese. Yes. No, no hablas portugués, solamente habla español. Jessica saying hi. Hola, bom dia. Jessica, you stay a minute longer. This combo is wild. It's wild. I'm sorry.
Let
Go
me let
ahead,
me say, let me,
Jenny.
let me say something. Let me say something right quick.
Uh-huh.
Jessica, I pick at you because Jessica and I have talked about different subject on her channel,
Mm-hmm.
and so I respect Jessica for what she does. She's out here teaching people how to find jobs and where to find jobs and stuff like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
respect Jessica for what she does, and she also has some great off her normal topics that her and I go back and forth on as well. And so the reason why I pick at Jessica because Jessica to me is like my daughter. That's why I do my daughter. I see Jessica like that, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'll just to see where she's coming from, where what she's thinking. So
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, don't take me as being I'm serious, but I'm not taking it. I'm not offensive. Nothing that you've done has been offensive to me or anything like that. In fact, like I said, I give you a lot of respect for what you do and for your mindset. And so I just pick. And maybe that's not even the right word. Picking. I'm not really picking at you. I'm just trying to understand your way of thinking because it fascinates me. And
Awesome.
not in a romantic way, because like I said, I see you like a daughter. But I just like to know what certain people here on YouTube are thinking. Like Vern. Vern fascinates me too because of some of the things that she talks about.
Yeah. Famihino says, Brazil, hello, amigos. Paul says that will be a very poor trade-off, a plate of food in exchange for something that's priceless. That's why a woman's body is her most prized possession, along with her heart and mind.
But a woman will give that heart and mind and that body up for no dinner at all if she's sexually attracted. So it just really depends on the man. If she's in a relationship with a man and this man is not making any money at all, or not what she considers money, she'll pick at him all day long. Let him win the lottery, and she will submit to that brother in all kind of ways. And she's not submitting to him. She's submitting to the money because
Mm.
everything changed once he won that lottery.
Wow. My truth says, hey, Wendy, how you doing? Sorry, my fat finger on the laptop. Callister, hi, Callister. Welcome in, sis. Thanks for coming. Jessica said, that's not what I said, DOD.
Well, now what did she say? What did she mean by that? Because she said a lot of things.
I don't know. I gotta get to that comment. Hold on. Callister says, hi, everyone. Hey, sis. Exactly, Bella. No women dating or marrying men that treat them okay, trashy, basic, etc. Gentlemen only. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In relationships, I think that it doesn't really matter about the finances behind it. Like, I've been with men who've bought me, very expensive gifts. I've been with men who bought me inexpensive gifts. And that's not the gift thing that gets me, it's the sentiment behind the gift that I think the intent is there. Whether or not there's good intent in the gift, I think is what we're battling.
Right, but how did you act towards the man that was giving you expensive gifts compared to the one that was giving you just average normal gifts? And when I say that, I mean, women will accept gifts from men whether they're expensive or not expensive. But how do they act with that man? And I don't want to use the word submit, but that's the only word I can use to make it to have an
Mhm.
understanding. If
All
a,
right.
a woman will submit more to a man who can give her expensive things than she would to one who can just give her the average.
Okay. Well, I'm going to finish reading this. Jessica says she wants to come up. So I'm going to throw down the ladder so she can come up. And then we're going to wrap this up so I can go to bed too. Jessica says she's going to bed. I'm going to bed too, sis. All right. So here's the StreamYard link. Come on up. Let me finish
But
reading
that's
the
not fair.
comments and then we'll wrap this up.
And that's not
Wendy says, how are you? My truth, your truth. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. My truth says, yay, Wendy. Wendy's talking to Paul, saying exactly. My truth saying goodnight, Jessica. Well, she's coming up, so we can say goodnight to her when she comes up. Terry says, I'd rather know the female and try to find out what she likes before getting her a gift. Yeah. I mean, it's all about getting to know the person as well. And I think you give a gift when you generally feel like this is somebody that is going to be in your life for a while and you want
true.
them to know that you care about them.
That's not true. Because we just talked about sugar daddies and sugar mamas.
Well, I'm talking about relationships. In relationships, that's usually why people give gifts because they really care about that person and they want that person to be happy. I think in the sugar mama, sugar daddy kind of scenario,
Relationship. No,
it's
you see,
already established
you don't want to use the word relationship. You want to use the word scenario.
because I don't
Because
think it's a relationship. I think it's transactional. So
no, it's
transactional
a
to me
relationship.
doesn't equate the same as being in a relationship.
Right, but it's a relationship. It's just not a romantic relationship.
It's a transaction, in my opinion. So I don't consider that a relationship. I consider that transactional. You're doing a transaction, and therefore she's doing a transaction. You're paying for her time, quote unquote, and she's going out with you on your arm to be a nice arm candy while you go and do whatever you want to do. That to me is transactional, not a romantic interaction between a man and a woman, or between, whoever the parties are. Terry says it's cool watching a female enjoy something I got her that she generally likes. Yeah. I like to see, their faces light up when you do something for them that, is either not expected or out of the ordinary. I think is really good. Hey, Jessica, welcome to the conversation.
Hello.
Jessica, I
Okay,
don't see Jessica.
I have a lot of thoughts on this, but
Mhm.
overall, I try to address the things I can think of, or that I can recall from earlier. So overall, I think women should not ever feel bad about receiving gifts from a man if she's dating this man, because I'm pretty old fashioned. I think that men should court women like men did years ago, versus now it's like, either you have the girls that are like, if he buys me a Birkin bag or whatever, then you should go ahead and be with this man. No, you should be taking the time, getting to know this man, courting this man, and he should be showing through actions or by gifts in some way that you are important, that he is really interested in you. So I don't think a man should just, like, there are men that will spend no time with you. I've had that experience, but they'll give you gifts. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a man, a generous gentleman that is really serious about courting you, should show that in this way, where he's, obviously most men are going to give a gift, whether that's flowers or whether that's like a Louis Vuitton purse, whatever is really in his scope of, if he's wealthier, he may give you a bigger gift. There are wealthy men that are super stingy. I've seen it. I've seen a couple different scenarios. I've also seen guys that don't have it like that borrow and do what they have to do to try to get this big gift to impress a girl. I don't think it takes all that. I think it's valued more when there's literally the effort put in, and a woman can see that. Like, whether you're rich, poor, in the middle, whatever, I think most women, if they're paying attention, they can really see if a man is really putting in the care and showing that he really cherishes a woman. So I think the narrative today is like, you either, like I said, you have this kind of Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, yeah, get the money. It's all about the money. And then if he doesn't have any money, then deuces. If he's got money, who cares about the character and all this other stuff? Just get that money. No. And then you have this other group of women where they're just like, I just need a man, any man, not caring about the character. Got a man. He took me out on a pizza date. He took me to McDonald's. Okay, we're gonna be in a relationship. I'm gonna give my life to this man. He asked me to marry him. I'm gonna marry this guy. No, he hasn't even shown. He took you to McDonald's, and you're gonna be like, yeah, this is my man now. I I don't know. I don't really get that thinking. So, and I've also had a man tell me, like, him giving me a gift, like, it would be um like insensitive, and even trying to find a word for it, but basically kind of disrespectful to not accept the gift that he's given, because showing that he cares for me. And this was actually early on. Like, this was a man of a different culture, my first dating experience with a man of a different culture, and he told me this. And he ended up telling me about the story of the man that built a Taj Mahal for his wife, and he was like, "That is," and he was telling me how much it costs and all this stuff. He was a talker, so so anyway, like, all that to kind of put it in perspective, the value, I mean, the value for one woman could be at a certain level, while a value for another could be different. So I think it's all in perspective, but I do feel like today there's this kind of expectation put on women where if a man does anything, literally, um, he's entitled to a woman's body. And I don't think a man should ever feel entitled to a woman's body. However, today, like when we hearing songs like, yeah, buy a Birkin bag, you can get a woman's body. That's not what we need to be focused on. We need to get back to more, I think, traditional values and how things were done in the past, of how you actually spent time with people and got to know them before anything was like put on the table, whether that's someone's sugar or whether that's a marriage, or, ring or any of that.
Or
So,
or
so
or
that's my
men's
point.
gifts, or men's gifts.
Are men's gifts?
Right. You said should you said that there's nothing that should be put on the table.
Well, I'm talking about as far as like a woman's body, or like if you're expecting, I don't know, okay, well, I gave this man my body, well, I should get a ring, because that's the other expectation for women. And I was trying to convey this in the chat, but like men will go ahead and sleep with a woman and not have that intention of like, oh, I'm going to actually put a ring on it, or I'm going to put, actually make her my girlfriend or whatever. But you see these scenarios all the time where the woman expects it. Like, I've, given you my sugar. So now there's the expectation for that man to like put a ring on it or something. But
That's
it's
right.
all about that intention. Like, why is that expectation there that just because, you're, I don't know, you're given a gift, that you're automatically entitled to a woman's body? Or for a woman, like that expectation of the ring, if you've given her your body. No, if you're literally in, like, if you're saying like, I'm ready, I want to be with this person, then I don't think there should be that expectation of like, oh, I gave you whatever and now you got to put a whatever on it. I don't think so, unless you, to your point earlier, you had that conversation, like there's been a conversation of, okay, we're going to be in a relationship together or whatever, or vice versa. With the whole entitlement to a woman's body, a man is like opened up and said, I'm giving you this gift because I want the sugar or whatever. My experience have been that men generally are giving gifts because they are enjoying my company. And that's personally, when I give gifts to someone, I am showing that I care about them. My love language is like, I teeter between gift giving and, I think it's something of action. So I do care a lot about like when someone does something for me, or if they're giving me a gift, especially if it has a meaning behind it. Like I've gotten a poem before, and I got a lot of like meaning out of that. I really cared about it because they took the time to do that. And that I saw that poem as a gift. So no, it didn't cost anything, but it was definitely a gift. So I don't know. That's my thinking around it. And I do think women today are a little bit kind of devaluing themselves when they are just saying, oh, just, buy me a Birkin bag. It's not saying that you have to show me your character, you have to spend time with me, you have to court me, you have to put in that effort and that time. And then also for women that are saying, no, you don't have to really do anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to buy me anything. You don't have to, like, there should be some effort, because here's the basic thing though too. Men so women are not typically chasing men down generally to get them to go out on a date with them or get them to do X, Y, and Z. There's random cases, but I could be even more specific. Beautiful women are not generally chasing men down. We don't hear stories of men kidnapping girls and women so that they can marry them or so they can have their kids and things like that. There's a reason for that. Men are typically the one chasing the woman. So yeah, I think it's natural in the case of gift giving and courting women, that it would naturally happen that way.
But Jessica, should that woman accept that gift if she knows she's not interested in them that way?
I can't say no, only because there have been men that have said it's it's kind of like a slap in the face if you don't accept this from me.
No,
Um,
that's BS. Because if you know, well, okay, I'm not talking about what he's thinking. You have your own mind. You can say, "Hey, look, I'm not I'm not interested in you in that way, so I'm not going to accept this gift."
yeah, I think if there's like absolutely zero interest, I don't even think you'd be at a point where someone is literally giving you a gift unless it's like, I've been in scenarios where someone's giving me something free, giving me a flower, giving me something just because I'm somewhere. I don't. That man does not expect anything of me. They're literally just saying, "Oh, you're pretty. Here you go." Like
Right, but
there's no
that's
expectation there.
different. Right, but
But
that's different.
as far as like if you're saying there's an extravagant gift, I would imagine that a woman's only like talking to a man has only like it's only gotten to that point because you're not just going up to a woman on the street and going like, "Hey, here's a Tesla." Like I don't think that generally happens. But I think there has to be something there. I don't know if there has to be 100% attraction because you do see stories of women say like, "No, I wasn't initially attracted to him." It even in my case with the guy that was giving me things, I the initial attraction, I was kind of like, he's nice though. I'm gonna give him a chance. And then the attraction kind of built from there. Like I became attracted. So
Now,
I
did
don't
he?
know. In the case of
But
men, like
Jessica,
for me,
did he become attractive once the gifts start coming in?
I I don't think it was about the gifts because they weren't like these extravagant gifts that I couldn't get myself. It was
Right,
about
but
the effort
it doesn't
this
matter.
man
It
was
doesn't
putting
matter if
in.
they're
It
right,
was
but it doesn't
about the
matter how
time
expensive they are.
it was about the time that I actually ended up spending with this man so that I could actually learn about who he was. And yes, I think a woman's time is valuable. Like if a man is asking a woman to a date, then yes, I think they should show that that time is valued. Just like if I were, let's say, I have multiple mentors. I want you to come to whatever thing. Yeah, I may give them a gift because I appreciate you showing up to this event. I value your time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Or even like if I invite people to come to my birthday party, I may give them a gift because I appreciate their time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think if the scenario was switched, if it was me actually ask, which I've never done this, but if it was me asking a man out, like I'm just like, "Ooh, Jason Momoa, you were just so fine. Can you come to me tomorrow night? I want to take you to Nobu or whatever." Um, then that would be a different story. Like if I'm actively pursuing a man or if I'm actively pursuing a woman, and I am courting this woman, why would I not show that I value their time and I am kind of cherishing them? I
Because
don't
your
see the issue
value,
with
but
that.
you're right, but you're saying your time is valued through object, through something
That's not the only thing I'm saying because DOD you missed the point that I said about the time, about the example of a poem, about the
right,
effort.
right.
It's not just about the gifts, but it's the combination of things and it's also about the person. Like I don't think most women will. There are some I think that don't care, again, Cardi B error. I don't think most women will sit with a man that they listen to. They're absolute trash, like low frequency conversation. They're smoking, I don't know, whatever, treating the waitress badly, doing this, doing that. I don't even think most women will sit through a date. I don't care what kind of gift they're giving a man. However, and this is, I think, the viewpoint of men as well, of the whole value thing is I want this woman to come on this date with me and see how great I am. I value her time. I'm going to pay for her meal because I've enjoyed myself with this woman. I've enjoyed her company. I don't I'm not going to do this with men because I don't want to take a man out on a date. I want the company of a beautiful woman. And I think there is value to that.
I want to say good night to Titi Wendy. She's going to bed. So she says good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night.
And
Wendy.
yeah, and actually, let's wrap it up because I know we're heading into the fourth hour. And I did say I was going to make this a quickie, but clearly, this is not a quickie. This is an all night affair. And I'm happy to dive into it a little bit more next week, or, even expound on what we have done thus far, and, talk about it even more. So I want to give DOD the opportunity to say his final thoughts, and then we'll go to Jessica, and then I will wrap it up with my thoughts.
Well,
So DOD, take it away.
just want to thank you, Bella, for having me up. And Jessica, thank you for coming up too, sister, and giving us your words of wisdom and how you feel about relationships and dating and gift accepting. I just, like I said, for me, whenever I take a woman, I never expect anything afterward. And anything I do for a woman, I do it because that's what I want to do. I don't particularly like women saying, "Hey, buy me this or buy me that." If I'm gonna buy a woman something, believe me, I want to do it because that's what I want to do. Now I know there's times where women will see things and they'll mention it, and it's obvious that she wants it, and I don't mind doing that. But I prefer to buy a woman something that I want her to have, something that she may not even know is coming her. Well, she wouldn't know that it's coming her way. Those are the types of gifts that I like giving. But again, I want to thank you, Bella, for having me up, and Jessica as well, and everybody that was in the chat tonight. I want to thank all of you guys as well for your participation in this topic, because it was a good topic. And it was some great conversation up here on the panel and in the chat. And Jessica, remember what I tell you, sis. Like I said, I see you as a daughter figure for me. Like I said, I respect you and what you do on your channel. So whenever I come at you like this, I'm not really coming at you in a negative way. I just want to get to know you better, to understand you better, because I respect what you do here on YouTube.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And same here. I'm pretty passionate about this topic because I've seen a lot of women in these just, I don't even know how to explain it, just trash relationship. I'm just like, why? Taking money and all that out of it, just not a good human. But overall, I think more men than you think, DOD, actually think like you. Once you become maybe at a certain age, maybe a certain character or whatever, I think there are more men than you think that truly do, want to show appreciation to women, even if it's a woman that they're never going to see. I've seen plenty of examples of men tipping $500 to a waitress just because they want to put a smile on that person's face and help them out because they have it. But yeah, I think that I don't know. I think more women should consider the type of men they're dating, and I think more men should think in that way that gift giving, and women too. I think everyone should, if you're giving a gift, that intent should be positive. If it's like you're giving a gift only because you're expecting something, well then you should keep the gift. You shouldn't even give it.
Right, Jessica, and I agree with you. And like I said, and on the flip side, for me, as a woman, shouldn't accept that gift, knowing that she's not trying to get into a relationship with her.
Well, this has been so great, guys. I thank both of you for being on DOD. Always a pleasure having you up here. Jessica, it was great having you up. Oh, she got off already. I guess she's going to bed.
I'm
And
gonna drop
that's
off
my
too. Let you do your thing. I'm gonna drop off too, Bella.
okay.
Good
Well,
night to you.
thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
This was a great conversation. I think we had some good dialogue about it. Like I said, we started off talking about, our men dogs and our women cats, and how the personalities of these animals kind of seep into our day-to-day relationships, and how we interact with one another. And I think that, it was a great conversation to have, and we had fun doing it. Coco, hello. Yep, you missed a great conversation. Definitely check out the replay. I think you will enjoy the conversation, and definitely we will be having another conversation soon. I want to tell everyone next Thursday, I'm actually not going to be able to do the Bella Live because I have a work commitment. So I will not be able to do Thursday after dark, Bella After Dark, but I will see you maybe that Friday. I may move it to a Friday so that we can have a conversation like we normally do, because now that I have a new role, I can't do as many lives as I usually do. So I'm going to try to see if I can change some things around and make it a little later so that we can all get on and enjoy ourselves. But thank you again for the opportunity to come to you. Don't forget, our wine today was the Pinot Noir. And if you would like to purchase some, please use that link in the description box to get your wine, and make sure you make it a good one. Until we meet again, you have now been Bellafied. Take care, and I'll see you back here soon.